Yes, hello and welcome to Sydney University Oval here, the final round of the Kingsgrove Sports Centre Women's T20 Cup, seeing Sydney Uni, the home side, taking on Manly Warringah. Boy, we're looking for a good day. Barely a cloud in the sky. The sun is out, quite different to the conditions we had yesterday around Sydney town. Said I am Matt Mears, looking forward to taking you through to today's coverage here of the final round, as we said, of the Women's Kingsgrove Sports Centre T20 Cup. Joining me today, very last minute, but very appreciative, is our good friend JP, Justin Panina. Justin, great to have you in the box with me this afternoon for what looks like it's going to be a very entertaining game of cricket here on this Sunday afternoon.
Probably as well too high scoring there, Matt Mears. Good afternoon, Matt, and good afternoon, listeners and viewers watching this game via your streaming services. It's a beautiful day. Outfield looks a bit in patches, but the pitch looks like it's been played there this morning. High scoring. I'm probably expecting maybe 140, 150 here today, so should be a good one. And you know me, Matt, I did go over the top as per usual.
Oh, couldn't have it any other way.
And just in case it was a hot weather.
Well, it is baking here this afternoon. We are lovely and nicely set up here at the top of the Sydney University grandstand. So, but as the afternoon does progress, very much I think we could be using that fan to our advantage. As said, if you bring those along to some of the other calls we have during the summer, you might get yourself some repeat business. But I can tell you, you look at those totals. As I said, Parramatta played Sydney Uni here earlier this morning. Parramatta made 8 for 123 off their 20 overs, but as I said, it looked a bit under par as Sydney Uni were able to sort of chase that down with about 2 overs to go. So I'd say about that 140 mark, I think would be a comfortable mark to get us started here, and that would be one that Sydney University would be happy enough to be defending here this afternoon, because, as I said, Sydney University will be batting first here this afternoon in this Kingsgrove T20 Cup contest. But as I said, interesting though, like I said, they've literally just come off a chase, have an hour's break, and now here they're having to open up and set a total.
It's an interesting, well, like you said, it's interesting chasing now. They've got to defend a target. I don't know, because playing double-header T20 games, it's, like you said, you don't see this at professional level. You see it below that, and you go, yeah, it's a tough one. I think the way that modern limited overs cricket is, now I'm sort of getting convinced now you're better off chasing. So you know.
Well, that's the Aussie way. That's the Mitch Marsh way.
Right, yeah.
He's just chase. Know what you've got to set. But you said in this game you've got to do it both ways. You've got to win setting targets. You've got to win chasing. So it will be interesting to see. So we can see for Sydney University that Isabel Azovi and the skipper Zoya Thakur will open the batting for them. Manly are making their way out to the middle. Umpires are already out there, Elizabeth Houston and Andrew Yarrard as well. So they will keep everything under wraps for us. But we're talking about some of the numbers here. You got 101, 102. And so we know from last week that Kyra Gibson for Sydney University keeps in jersey number 100. It's something not usual that we see, but as said, it is still pretty cool. We need some 333 world boss Chris Gale's the way we're going.
I call these niches. It's a niche, and I don't know why we don't. Well, this is the thing. If you're a player in T20 or limited overs cricket, they should be able to own that number. So, like, say, for example, Glenn McGrath was 11. Shane Warne or Michael Clark, 23. Or Lucy Healy, is he 75?
77.
77.
Healy,
77
because
Lucy Healy,
obviously her uncle was 7. So
7. Oh, yeah.
She's decided she's twice as good. Maybe, I don't know. I think she wanted to be 7, but it was taken. So she took 77 and has made it her own. So, but as said, we can see that everybody is now in position, and it will be Chelsea McCleary takes first ball delivery from the northern end, and nicely played there. First delivery into the covers. Said Lauren Cool there, backing up from her maiden performance for the Sydney Sixers last night, is in the covers there and fields the first delivery.
just that first delivery, just sort of just keeping her eye on the ball. She, like you said, Matt, just hitting it nice and sweetly, just straight to the fielder. Just getting her eye in here.
Well, next delivery called no ball though. It was a nice Yorker right up in the block hole, but we're going to see our first free hit here, nice and early in this one.
Well, as I dare say, Matt, the Cardinals sin here in limited overs cricket, the front foot no ball, and Sydney Uni, they try to take full advantage of it. With no fielders moving, they are completely stuck where they are.
Well, what are we going to get dished up here? And it's on a length, and all you can do is just bat it back to the bowler and a follow-through. She'll be disappointed in that one.
I reckon that, how you say, Matt, Maeve just didn't pick up the speed of that delivery. You expect just a nice line and length, bowling as quick as possible. I reckon she bowled a nice slow ball and just completely misread that delivery.
So what can McCleary come into now? She comes in again, is pushed into the offside, but finds a nice gap between point and cover. And first runs off the bat there for Sydney Uni, now none for two.
Just off the back foot, just sort of waiting on the ball. Dabbled it softly onto the ground. Sydney Uni get their first run via the single to Johnston.
Waits at the top of her mark. As I said, for those that are on, after this next delivery, is that again is up on the block hold of the skipper to the core, and just does her best to keep it out, back to the bowler. We'll say though that if you are watching our coverage through Frog Box, I said it does say Bella Johnson is the opening batter, but we have number 7 as Isabella Zovi on our team list given to us before the game, so we'll see if we can get that one confirmed. But Zoya there tries to wind up outside off stump, just a little bit of extra width from McCleary, but thankfully for Sydney Uni misses the edge of the bat and goes through the keeper, no run.
Just with that shot there, I think she didn't get the pitch. Is like there was not enough pace with that delivery. She just, luckily she missed that, because I reckon if she just got a little further in that was straight nick to the keeper.
Well, that's back on the stumps, worked nicely through the leg side, beats the fielder at mid-on, chasing it down to the boundary rope, picks it up just inside. Batters will look for 3, but it's a great throw in from the boundary. Keeps them to 2, so that's the core off the mark, the skipper, with that nicely played 2 through the onside. So after 1 over here, the students are none for 4.
Just that nice weight of patience, just smashed it down that ground. Great work by the field, able to chase it down. Looked like very closely getting the 4 runs, but they get the 2. No wicket for 3. So no wicket for 4 with that 1 no ball, that second ball, that delivery. It's just sense if Johnson and Takur just sort of get past the 4 over a lot of power play, just set a target. Yeah, like we said, I still think that 140, that 150 target has got to be the key here today for the students.
Oh, 100%. I said it does look quick along this Sydney University outfield, as it always does this time of year. There's a few little sort of more burnt / dirt patches, but I think the ball's still going to roll. And it'll be Lara Hughes to come in from the southern end for her first over, and they take this quick single. They're aided by a little bit of a fumble there from the fielder at mid-off, and they get through easily. So I think we'll find them more taking on this field here in these power play overs. There's a big shot there from Thakor. She's come out here wanting to swing early in this power play. That's the second big one she's gone for, and not being able to make any contact. But yeah, here in the Women's Kingsgrove T20 Cup, it's the same rules as the WBBL. You get the 4 overs of the power play up front, and then the 2 power surge overs in the second part of the innings. That one's nicely played, but there is a sweeper out there at cover. So they just pick up the single as a bit of a wild throw, but nicely backed up.
You could just see like, the T20 cricket amazing. It's just, you couldn't say it's a spinner's game, but it's a spinner's game now, because the spinners now just are able to accelerate the pace here.
So it's starting nicely here. It's just not giving too much room outside off stump to try and play the big shot through the offside. But as I said, there is enough room just to push it through and pick up those singles. So if you can't get the boundaries, I think it's trying to just turn over that strike and get down the other end. As the next one's a bit shorter but keeps low. And hit to the fielder at mid-wicket there, no run.
I like how both these batters are looking, if they can't get the fours, they're looking to find these singles, just keep the scoreboard rotating.
Oh, it's hard to get away at this pace, isn't it? Gets the under edge, just the core, and it's out on the leg side. The fielders come scrambling in to stop a single there, but yeah, good start for Hughes, only 3 off her first over here of the innings, and after 2, Manly, a none for 7.
Just that last delivery there, Matt, it just sort of, what's that word, just sort of carried quick, like the pace of their arm, it just went quickly, like just sort of zooted off the pitch there. And
it's sort of almost like it gathered speed off the pitch rather than sort of slow down as you expect it to. And it also kept a bit lower, which is what you find here in these women's T20 matches. It said second day on a lot of these pitches, having been used by the men the day before, they start to get a bit lower and slower. As McCleary comes in for her second over and bang, over the top of cover. I don't quite think it's going to make it to the boundary. It won't. The sweeper out there will come around and pick it up, but they'll get back for 2.
It's right on that spot. You saw that wasn't with the ball's length, like know where the ball's going to pitch, and she had one thing in her mind, just go over the top and get the 2 runs. To be honest with you, I thought that was going for 4.
Well, it is Zoe on strike. The scoreboards have kept up, but Zoe does drive again through the covers. It bounces awkwardly for Lauren Kaur there in the covers. Beats her, and they pick up another single. Nice to see we're all on the same page here now, JP.
It helps scoreboards. It helps people watching this and listening to this because, geez, we can't have players wrong as they well. Delivery.
Oh, nicely played by Thakor behind point, but they've got the 2 fielders there as we see a lot in T20, so no run forthcoming.
You just probably want to see, I just want to see probably in the next few deliveries, just try and pitch it up, try and make the batswoman just play at the shots.
Oh, that's nicely played. This time in front of point by Thakor. There is the cover sweeper. There is a little bit of fumble. They look for 2, but I think cooler heads prevail. And they will just stick with the single.
We're talking about the outfield there, Miz. You've got to be really, like I said, really careful. There's like patches on it. Like, how do you call it? The ball will do some deceiving tricks with.
Well, that's what you find. I said a lot of AFL played on this field throughout the winter, so still sort of just recovering from that as this one's up in the block or played on the leg side.
Oh.
I said the fielder there at mid-wicket, Darcy Whiteley, just has a little fumble which lets them get through safely for the single. But yeah, they said a lot of AFL played on this Sydney University at Oval number 1, and they probably would like that it to be sort of back to full health by this part of the season, but I think still doing some repairs on the outfield. As comes in again.
Oh, nice.
Thakor goes on the back foot and goes through the leg side. No sweeper out here. And yes, finally you'll be able to do that full motion JP. We see the first boundary of the afternoon. But yeah, just a little bit shorter there to the skipper. And she got onto the back foot nicely. So good over there for Sydney Uni. So McCleary's now 13 off her first 2 overs. And after 3, Sydney Uni a none for 16.
Just a run rate just over 4, but just with that previous shot there, again, just right on the spot. Just nice use of the feet and just cranks it over the boundary for the first boundary of the day. And final over the power play here, Mearsy. I reckon they're going to try and take this on now.
Well, Laura Hughes will continue. They've seen an over of her so far, but so he tries to go back to that one, but. Good fielding there on the leg side. means they just get the dot ball. I said I think you would assume you're right, that they try and make advantage of this last over. As this one, again on the back foot, but finds Lauren Kua there. It's short cover, no run. Said just they're finding these deliveries hard to get to away, aren't they, JP? It's just sort of there or thereabouts. Can't get under these balls and bowled. Said was almost predicted myself there, JP. They were not being able to get under these balls and try and get an up and over into the outfield. Too much pressure on Zovi there. Tried to move the run rate along. Tries to go up and over, but the ball keeps low, as we mentioned, and just hits the timber. First wicket down here for the Sydney University. Bowled was Isabella Zovi. Out for 7, bowled by Laura Hughes.
Was just looking to force the issue there, Zovi, and the ball just, again, that pitch, just doing its little devious, mysterious ways, just cannons onto the stumps, and, geez, just trying to heave it over the top of the fielders, and unfortunately the ball wins that one. Cannons on the stumps. The students lose their first wicket, and gee whiz, it looks like Mearsey, it's a tricky surface, but what it feels like you've got to stay in it. You've got to stay. Give yourself maybe 2 or 3 overs. Then look at to play your shots.
Well, Frankie Nicklin comes in at number 3. I said we've seen her for New South Wales and for the Sydney Sixers in the BBL State Challenge. I said she's been the linchpin for the Sydney University side in this Kingsgrove Sports Centre T20 Cup in the early rounds, as she's not going to wait for it. She's going to deposit her right over cow corner. As I said, it just bounces short. There is a sweeper out there for Nicklin, and they'll pick up 2, but there you go, JP.
She saw that early, and I went, I'll just have a heave-ho for that, if you don't mind, over cow corner. Yeah. Gets the 2. It actually sounded pretty sweet off the bat, just... Nicklin, she's not here to mess around here. She's looking to accelerate the scoreboard here for the students.
Yeah, well, that's a bit more like it. Just up on a good length, and the big forward defensive shot down to mid-off. I think that's how Manly would like to see her play, but she's not going to mess around. This next delivery comes in, and I told you that. It tries to go over the top and does get over the top of the head of Chelsea McCleary. Or does well to chase it down, pulls it just inside the boundary. But again, Nicklin picks up 2.
So that's the end of the over. 1 for 20. And I think there, Mearsey, I would give the early points there to the bowling side. I thought bowled a good line and length. Yeah, sure, they gave away like some deliveries, weren't really like on the spot yet, but what's that thing? They didn't get away with it. Like 20 runs first 4. You probably would think you maybe get 25, 30 there, but they did want to keep them to 20. But can the Manly side just get wickets at regular intervals? That is the question, with 16 overs left to go here in this innings.
Yeah, Darcy Whiteley will see her first over from the Northern, or the University number 2 Overland. But as I said, Frankie Nicklin was the linchpin for our coverage last Sunday out at Cricket Central. 53 off 37. She may coming in at number 3. So I said she'll look to continue that good form. But here comes Whiteley. Her first delivery to the uni skipper into the core, down the leg side and called wide, JP.
Go down leg side, as easy as like there for an umpire. Not having to borrow these leg side deliveries, I'll just give that wide. Yeah,
well, I said it's the underpinning almost of the T20 game, isn't it? Anything that's down there, just automatic wide. It is a batter's game. This one's outside off stump, and the core just finds the fielder at cover. No run.
Not getting it away in what here the shoots. Like, I know we don't have those stats of dot balls, but I just feel like it's probably around 60-70% of just at the moment of dot balls.
Yeah, they've found it hard to get the ball through the field, haven't they? As the next shot there from Thicone finds the cover again, but we did see the umpire signal the end of the power play, but you notice there's still only the 2 fielders outside the circle. A cover and a mid-wicket sweeper, so Manly looking to keep the pressure on the Sydney Uni batters as that one finds the gap finally through the offside, but it'll make its way out to the cover sweeper for a single.
I like this sort of intent there with the Manly fielders. They're looking for wickets, and probably you would say if Manly can keep the Sydney University side to maybe 120 or 110. I don't want to say they're there, but they're halfway to victory if they get it.
Nicklin there places this one through the offside and again finds that cover sweeper. Yeah, look, they need to keep them to this. I just don't think Sydney Uni is going to play this way the whole way through the innings. It's been some great bowling from Manly to start, but as I said, I always think while Nicklin's there, she is the danger for the Manly side. She will find gaps. As I said, there are plenty of gaps out there if you can get over the top of the field. As the core tries to play it on the leg side, hits the pad. Muffled appeal. I said, I think someone downstairs just gave it their own.
No doubt. Yes, that's correct, Missy. You did hear that.
Like, am I going crazy? But no, I think the effects mike's picking up some sideline umpiring, which we love to hear.
Do we say the unofficial third umpire?
No, Shane Evans isn't here. As we come in, final delivery of the 5th over. And again, Thakor finds the gap through the covers to the sweeper. And a single to finish the over. Great start there from Whiteley. Just the 4 runs off it. And after 5, Sydney Uni 1 for 24. Taking on Manly Warringah. I said, you're just tuning in. You are listening to Triple H 100.1 FM Sydney Sports Radio coverage here of the Kingsgrove Sports Centre. T20 Cup Women's, the final round. Sydney Uni taking on Manly Warringah. Next week is finals time. We will be there for those finals games at Hurstville. I said, if you are listening through Cricket New South Wales YouTube channel via Frogbox, we also welcome you to our coverage. Hope you're enjoying it this afternoon, as looks like we're going to get another change here from the southern end. And of course, it has to be someone that I don't have the number for.
No, they're just warming up their bowling, Measy. Don't worry.
Sorry. It'll be Kaya Punter will be the new bowler. I do have the number. I am just not looking at my sheet correctly. I'll put that one on me. As comes in right arm leg spin. So, and it was hit back strongly by Thakor, wasn't it?
Did that? It may have not just got a little. May have just got the fingers just a bit cooked there. That was a return with interest there.
Yeah, it was hit back hard by the Sydney Uni skipper, and again she goes the big swing. This one was a bit further outside off. Tries to play it through, but a little bit of turn from the leggy. Goes through the keeper.
I like that she's getting a little bit the flight with her delivery, just trying to fool the batter.
Yeah, comes in again and comes down again. Just dipping a little bit, isn't it? She's floating it up nicely, as you said, JP, but just can't quite get to the pitch of the ball. And I think she'll be frustrated, won't she? She's wanting to deposit this leg spin far away.
And I just saw the field. I said, let's drop back here. They're looking to smash it down the ground.
Yeah, well, I said, a few more out here for the leg spinner. We've got 4 outside the circle, 3 on the leg side. As this one's just played nicely through the leg side. Past the fielder at mid-wicket. They'll look for 2. But no, fielded nicely there. It looks to be Laura Hughes. And keep it to 1. Well, not a good look when the bowler has the pants up like that, looking at the calf. I don't know if you've got the better eyesight than I do, JP, where you can see what's going on.
It's just a bruising.
Yeah.
It's a bruise.
Well,
I didn't see anything wrong after delivery. To be honest, once she, like...
Yeah, just trying to watch for a replay. Yeah, there's nothing much wrong with the delivery. It was just once she bowled it, they completed the run, she just came back. So we'll have another look at it here, JP. So this comes in as normal, unless she's sort of got that front foot stuck and twisted something. Because yeah, you look at it there now, just it reached down towards it, but there was not like she fell over and grazed a leg or anything like that. Very, very strange.
Well, how do you call it? Like, you know, with the spinners with their marks around, like, didn't like, how do you say? It didn't like when you know how the spinner spins. They would usually it didn't look like she spun, like her ankle wasn't like turning and stuff.
Yeah, I think it might have just got caught in the wicket. The spikes get caught in the wicket and then can twist your ankle around or twist a knee.
That is.
But it said, yeah, it's unusual to see, because it said it wasn't like she went down immediately with it. It was sort of like came through with the bowling, watched the ball come out to the outfielder, and once it was back, then went down to have a look. So, as I said, for those following along, I don't think it's going to be an injury where they're going to be off the field or anything like that. No. I think they're just going to try and...
They just tape it up now.
Tape it up.
Yep.
The old Bruce Reid from like the 12th man tapes. Just tape him up and put him back out there. But, yeah, obviously we never like to see any injuries to any of the players out there while we're commentating on the game. But, yeah, looks like they're just a couple of running repairs and moving freely now.
I was thinking it was that first delivery that punter bowled when it was like really returned with interest, and maybe it came from that, but that was probably 4 deliveries ago.
Yeah, but I thought that took more hand, but maybe could have taken the leg on the way through. It is one of those interesting ones, JP. Very interesting, but yeah, no, Kai punter's back to her feet. Everybody's getting back into position, so just a momentary little lapse in the game. Oh, well, there you go. It's just a scab on the leg.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the unofficial.
So maybe just maybe came off with one of the actions there and just having to get it fixed up. But it is good to see her back bowling. It's a big appeal there. Nicklin goes down trying to play the sweep, but Andrew Yard shakes his head in disagreement. But 6 overs gone here. Good start there. Just the one run off the over from punter. And Sydney Uni 1 for 25 off 6.
We just appreciate the reporting.
Yeah.
We don't know who they are, but like, thank you very much.
It's nice to have the effects mic set up down there where it can pick up the... As I said, we love calling some big grounds where we have some good crowds, and as I said, we're picking up lots of cheers and everything. But yeah, there's sometimes when you're at games that maybe not have as many patrons here, and yeah, you pick up some interesting reporting from around the grounds. That's definitely one way of putting it. As Darcy Whiteley will come from her second over here from the northern end. That's just on the pads there. They'll hit it out on the leg side. Frankie Nicklin had to work hard to get in, but was safe.
They haven't been looking for boundaries here, the students, but I like Nicklin and Takur just look for the 1s and 2s. At the moment, it's Manly just really putting on the ascendancy. They've got to look for singles and 2s.
Yeah, there's Nicklin. Can only bat that one onto the leg side. So Chelsea McCleary's there at mid-wicket, cuts that one off. But yeah, you're right. But I said Nicklin's the one that will want to go big, but I think she's more going to your plan. Yes, we saw her come up with some big shots there in her first couple of balls, but I think now she's just going, well, I need to be here for a long time. Need to pick the right deliveries to go after. And this one's more outside off, but again, just picks out that fielder at cover, no run.
Just been a common occurrence there for the Sydney Uni. They get the shot, but it's been finding the fielders. It's just like the fielders are just magnets to the ball. They're just absolutely suffocating here, Sydney Universities.
Yeah, next delivery, Franklin again goes through the offside. think she probably wanted that a bit more squarer out towards the cover sweeper, but maybe just off the bottom of the bat, and goes to mid-off, but they were able to scamper through for a single.
1 for 27, 2 more balls left in this 7th over. See how Darcy finishes this over. 2 more balls left in her 2nd over.
And comes into the core, and that's wide, and nicely played off an open blade. Fielder inside the circle is going to have a lot of work to do, but does well to cut it off just inside the boundary rope. Franklin will look for 3, but yeah, wisely decides against that, and they pick up 2.
Just sort of waited there and waited, just used the pace of the ball to run to the boundary and gets the 2. It's 1 for 29, final ball, the over.
Yeah, that one's nicely played. Good delivery. Couldn't do much with that one, and so they're getting through the overs quickly here, Manly Warringah. After 7, Sydney University 1 for 29.
It's the run rate just steadily, but Takua Nicklin, you probably would say if they could just stay measly 2 more, 3 more overs, you would like to see the attackers. It looks like we see punter looking to bowl her 2nd over here in this grandstand end of the sign, and I think this is what's, to be fair, her 1st over. I think if she can replicate what she did in the 1st over, Sydney Uni could be in the world of trouble.
Oh yeah, Nicklin liked what she saw, didn't she? She wanted to go over the top of the offside, but yeah, just a bit too wide. Got herself in the wrong position. Said luckily the keeper didn't take off the bails as this one tries to come down the ground. Almost yorks herself though. Couldn't get underneath that one. And another top ball.
Just forcing the issue here, Measy.
Yeah, well said. Nicklin wanting to try and take the attack back to the bowling, but so far the bowling has stood up here. This one she gets a nice contact with, but can only find the sweeper out here in the covers. She'll pick up a single to a total. She moves along to 7. Said the cause 14. Oh, gets past everybody here as it goes down behind the keeper. So the fielder inside the circle. They're going to have to hurry. They get back for 2. Leg buys is the signal, so it must have taken some of the pad on the way through. I thought it missed everything. But the keeper will be happy with that. Won't want buys against her name.
Oh, they want, as they say in football, they want a clean sheet. Jeez, I thought it was hesitation there for 2. There was 2 every day of the week there.
It certainly was. As next delivery just gets played back to the bowler. No run. As said, you just feel though, said only 1 wicket down here, Sydney Uni. Going to look to try and up the ante, and that's what they do there. Come out and meet it on the full, but all it does is go on the ground to the fielder at long off. Christy Crawford there. So again, as I said, they're absolutely rocketing through the overs here, JP. 8 overs done, 1 for 33 here, the students.
And that's what Manly's doing. They're getting to the quick. They're getting quickly through their overs. They're putting pressure on the batters just to play a really silly shot. The batters are just sort of just waiting for that good ball, but bowling is just so dominant at the moment. They're not going to give it away. You just sense Takua and Nicklin. You just sense they just need that one big over of maybe a 10 plus or a 12 plus just to see if they get confidence, because it's at the moment the bowling side Manly, they're on top.
Certainly are. As Crawford now coming for her first delivery as they run through for the quick single called by Frankie Nicklin. She made it ground. Don't know if the call was exactly waiting for that. As she scampers down the other end, she'll be thankful they threw to Nicklin's end. But it was just a ball and leg stump played on the leg side. There is a fielder next to the umpire here at square leg. But Nicklin's just like, no, I want the strike. And was just going to run through and made it ground. As next delivery against down the leg side. She plays it down there. The only fielder is the fielder next to the square leg umpire. And it will make the rope. Nicklin gets her first boundary of her innings. But again, Crawford just can't get down that leg side when you don't have a fine leg, can you?
Well, they're just, at the moment, their bowling line and length here, Manly's just been absolutely superb. Not giving much away. It's just, they're not doing anything wrong here at the moment. As they bowl their third over their ninth. On goes!
Yeah, as I said, this one was up in the slot on the offside. Nicklin said, thank you very much. Goes over through past mid-off and finds the boundary again. That's sort of almost the overcorrection there, JP. Rather than being on the stumps, it's outside off stump. And when it's that full and that wide, you're just going to throw the arms at it, and Nicklin's good enough to get it to the fence.
Just eyes were set and peeled, and they were just looking to go bang over the top.
Yeah, Nicklin again. This one's much better from Crawford. It's full, but it's at the stumps. Nicklin can just play it onto the leg side for a single.
Now they're sensing, here the students to force the issue. Looking to look for that, like we talked about, that one big over. That one big over.
Off the cause on strike now. What can she do? And it's short and it's wide. Beats the point fielder. There is a sweeper. They'll look for two. They're going to take on the arm and, oh no! The keepers missed the stumps, JP. They get back for their two, but the skipper, the core, should have been back in the pavilion.
Just fielding not there at the moment, but just, I'm liking the intensity here of these two batters.
Well, they've got wickets in hand, don't they?
Yeah.
They need it. They need to be up in the ante, and that's what they're doing. And then this one again's played through the offside, wide of the fielder at mid-off, but they said there was not enough on it to beat the fielder. Could come around and cut it off to the single. But there's that big over that you were looking for, JP. 13 runs off it. And now Sydney Uni 1 for 46 after 9.
Well, they got their run rate just above 5 at the moment. And, no, sorry, 46, so they're just over 5. But that's, they've got that big over. Can they sort of get built on it? Can they get like another 8 or 10 in the next 2 or 3 overs combined just to force the issues, as looks like we've got another bowling change at the grandstand end of the ground.
Yeah, it will be our Sixers debutant from last night, Warringah, to make her way into the attack. Great work there from the Sixers to still release her for this game. So a big part of this Manly attack is she comes in her right arm leg spin as well. I said, comes down, tries to play the big shot, but can only find the fielder at mid-off the core. Comes again, that's a bit shorter. Plays it down the ground. Fielder can't stop it, and they are able to scramble through for a single.
Again, Kua just like punter at this end of the ground, just again looking to force the issue. I like how she just looks to release the ball, and that ball just sort of just skids onto the pitch here.
Yeah, that's short and wide. There is a sweeper. Will she be able to get around? Yes. Oh, good work to stop that one and bat it back. The fielder coming from inside the circle does cut it off, but they do pick up another 2 runs there. I said, I'm sure they would have had some battles at New South Wales training here between Kura and Franklin. Who's going to come out on top? As this one is again short and wide, but this time they can only find the fielder at cover. Getting the applause there for cutting that one off. That was a couple of runs had it got through. Hit hard.
But the thing that with this innings thus far for the Sydney Uni is the shot's been sounding good, but it's just been finding the fielders.
Oh, that one was a bit better there. Pitched up more there to Franklin. couldn't let it get on that back foot, and Cunt was a bit surprised almost that it was that full, and just sort of hung the bat there and was lucky that it turned past it. As again, this one is shorter again and played nicely through the offside. It's a bobble there. Will they look for two? Yes, they do. So the fielder there will be a bit disappointed there. So it was only just the littlest of bobbles, but it was enough for them to come back for two. So Lauren Kua's first over goes for 5. 10 overs gone. We're halfway through here, JP, of the Sydney University innings, and they're 1 for 51.
Run rate of 5.1 at the moment, 51. 6 and over from here will take them to 111. I reckon you're probably looking at 7 or 8 runs just to force the issue. Another 7 will take them to. Sorry, as I put my false teeth back in.
So yeah, if they go 7 and over, try and get to 120. At least that's a run of ball for them to defend.
7 or 8 at best, because
it's the wind
starting to pick up here.
It certainly is. So that could be a help or a hindrance. I said that's sort of come from nowhere, JP.
I'll be honest, that has just like yesterday's weather, to be honest with you.
No,
not to that extreme.
Well, Cleary comes in for her third over again from that northern end. The call plays it out onto the leg side for a single. I said I was playing myself yesterday. Started the game in nice sunshine, and then rain delays 2 hours later. How does that work?
Dare I say, Sydney's weather in a nutshell.
And it wasn't just like light rain that you sometimes see cricket. It was like this was hiding in the car type.
Hiding in the car?
Type rain.
No.
And we're not playing at nice venues like this. We're playing at little park cricket grounds where there's no shelter. So it's either under a tree or in the car. Nicklin goes to cut that one through the offside. Gets the under edge. So close to the off stump, JP.
So close, but they can't give these two, Nicklin and Takul can't give these wickets away. I just sense Mearsey, they're probably on over or two away of taking that batting surge. I do feel like they have their eye in at the moment.
You say that.
Just as I say that.
The commentator's curse. Nicklin has been hitting them well, but again, just tries to just run that one almost down to third off the open edge and almost nicks it through to the keeper.
But just since with their batters' intents, they are just kind of force it. Well, not for. They're looking to force the issue here.
Well, that's on the leg side. Hits the pad. They'll scamper through for what I would assume is a leg by. Yes. Elizabeth Houston taps the thigh.
Two more balls left in the 11th. She's gone for 14 runs, so she's
all nicely just dabbed into the offside, single taken.
So she's just nearly finishing her third over. She's gone for 15 runs. Manly they have bowled really excellently. Their line and length have been majority of their deliveries have been absolutely spot on.
Yeah, they have bowled well here, haven't they? The Manly side haven't let Sydney University get away at all.
Oh, hello.
Nicklin decides she wants to start to get away. Goes over the fielder there at backward point. There is a fielder down here at third on the boundary. Runs around and picks that one up, but Nicklin gets through for 2. So, yeah, as you said, McCleary bowling well. 17 off her first 3. And after 11, the student 1 for 56.
Run rate of still at 5.1 with 54 legitimate deliveries left to go in this over. It's interesting what are Nicklin and Takul going. When do they take that power surge? What's the latest that you can take the power surge there, Mearsey? Is it the 18?
No, you can take the last 2.
Last 2? Okay.
You can take the last 2 overs you want, but I do feel with 9 wickets still left in the shed, sooner rather than later, and try and get some momentum into that back end. Maybe maybe one more after this, and they might look to have it. But you'd think you'd want these two at the crease when they take it, as Kua comes in for her second over. And as said, the course, not you're going to worry about the power surge and just going to keep playing her shots. Gets through the hands there of mid-off, but does well to pick that one up as they scamper through for a single. As Kua into Nicklin, and Nicklin tries to come down the wicket but yorks herself and does well to keep that one out.
Kua is just trying to, how do you say, let the batter go towards the pitch of the ball, and it looks like she's trying to get them out stumping.
Yeah, well, that one's shorter, and she cuts it away. There is a fielder out there sweeping. They'll look for two, but the big hand goes out. Nope, we're staying with one. Probably the best call there.
At least they're pulling the strike. They've nearly, I think, they're nearly on their 50 partnership, if I'm right. I'm just trying to think when's that for the wicket, but they're holding up all right. As this delivery,
it's outside the off stump there and turns past the outside edge. Yeah, so the first wicket fell at 16.
16.
So yeah, they're in the 40s with their partnership. They said, oh, that's played away on the leg side, but there are a few fielders out there defending that leg side boundary, so they can only pick up a single.
Starting to rotate now.
Yeah, they're playing the big shots. Though, but they need to start finding some gaps, I feel. They can't get the boundary, that's fine, but there's enough gaps out on this Sydney University Oval to at least try and pick up two as goes back and cuts, but again, great fielding. Cuts that from being anything. As again, smashing through the overs here, Manly. Kua's first 2 overs have cost 8 runs, and after 12, it's the Students 1 for 59.
And 5 extras. Bowling discipline has been really good. You can't say warning signs yet, but you just sense Maisie, I feel like they've got to take the batting surge. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, I thought they were about to take it now.
Yeah, me too.
I saw the umpiring position. No.
Yeah, they're just perhaps signalling the change of bowler of Hughes coming back into the attack. First ball's drops a bit short, and Thickenhall plays it through the leg side to the sweeper. They pick up 1.
Run rate just under 5 here at the moment. Still with Nicklin on 23 to Kua on 25. They're looking to play big shots, but they've got to find the gaps. These cases, we see some of the fielders just drop back towards the rope as...
Oh, Nicklin winds up, but again, she just keeps finding the fielder, doesn't she?
The ball's just a magnet here at the moment. It's just finding fielders.
Yeah, I said Nicklin's trying to up the ante, but just needs to find some gaps in the field, and she's found one there, right back over the bowler's head, 1 bounce. And JP, you get to signal for again. But that's more like it, what Nicklin will want to do. And generally, no one behind the bowler's head. Cleanly struck down the ground.
Second boundary of this innings. And we've just bowled 75 overs. Sorry, 75 balls in this Sydney University's innings. And they're going again.
Yep. But she's found her sweet spot there. The fielder on the offside is up inside the circle. Chases well to pick it up inside the rope, but they can still get back for 2. So yeah, Nicklin likes what she sees with this bowling from Laura Hughes, doesn't she? Oh, she goes away. There's a fielder there. Oh, and the ball goes down. They set the field well. They had just behind square there, back on the boundary. It was one of those ones. It was just there, just above the head. The fingers were pointing up, but the ball hits the turf.
Oh, that's a dolly. That's dolly there, Measy. You can't drop those ones as they, again, looking to go down the ground. Bowler there, and Hughes stops it.
Yeah, Arthur Core tries to play that shots, but yeah, you can't afford to drop Frankie Nicklin. Said Laurie Hughes 3 overs, 1 for 15, and after 13, it's the students 1 for 67.
So the run. So I just get the calculations ready for the run rate there, Musi.
It wouldn't be what I'd be hoping for at this stage of the innings.
5.2. So it would take them barely to 120, but it just seems if they can make 120 now. I don't want to say a miracle, but like you've got to make your first. Well, how do you say it? Make 120 is probably a bare minimum at the moment, as it looks like we've got a bowling change here at the grandstand end of the ground. And is that punter?
Yeah, is punter coming back on? Have they signalled the?
Not yet, Musi.
Well, there's still only two fielders out unless they're going to send someone else back. So they can be tricky with the surge sometimes.
Have they? I have not. It's not my bad. I didn't see the signal. So
yeah, well, no, they do that. They'll signal it while we're not paying attention. But there is only the two fielders out at mid wicket and long on. Everybody else is up inside the circle. Nicklin takes advantage and cuts well through point. And that one will meet the rope. Good way to start the over there from the students. As said, nobody out there. Usually they've had the cover sweeper. And the students pick up 4.
Third boundary of the innings for the students. I think punter should just keep the way that she bowled her deliveries, her first 2. That's not a bad one there, but it just goes behind.
Yeah.
They'll go all the way again. I think, yes, it does.
Yeah, no, well done, JP. Yeah, frankly, Nicklin goes down to that one. Knows that there's nobody down there at fine leg. If you can beat the fielder inside the circle, there's a good chance it'll roll away, and that's what it did. So, yeah, just when you thought that the students have to push the go button, 2 4s from the first 2 deliveries of this 14th over.
And after 2 boundaries in the previous 12.
Again,
yes.
Best shot of them all, JP. Who doesn't love a cover drive?
Oh, Musi, that was scrumptious.
Scrumptious. Yes, it was a great cover drive from Nicklin, all along the ground, beats the fielder at cover, which he's had a little trouble doing. As he's played some great shots, but straight to the fielder. This one, there's no stopping that. Once it was past the inner circle, it was going all the way to the boundary.
It's that big over, and we've got another one here for the students. Can they now take full advantage of it?
Oh, she goes again.
That is...
Yeah, there's not much you can say now, JP, is it? It's beautiful to watch. Nicklin's pressing the accelerator now.
I like to say, Nick, we're on visual format. Dare I say it, I don't need to add anything else to that.
Well, as I said, we're not used to this. We said we got the dual, we got the radio coverage, and we've got the YouTube coverage here.
It just sounds so beautiful off the bat, that coverage.
Oh, mate, that effects mic is picking it up beautifully. What's Nicklin going to do now? Well, it's a bit better of a delivery there, right up in the block hole. Still picks up the single though. They took that shot away. They brought long on up inside the circle, and they pushed cover back to where she hit those balls, and then didn't bowl the ball in the same spot. But I'm sure that they'll appreciate Nicklin being at the other end. But the call now facing the final delivery. She goes down the ground. She plays tip and run. And they'll pick up a single. So, yeah, great over there for the students. And after 14, it's 1 for 85. Punter is 21 off her 3 overs.
And the run rate cracks over 6 for the first time here this afternoon. And probably one more over left to go in this power surge. And this is an excellent start. Nicklin 3 runs away from her 50, and then she applied herself really well here in this innings. Iron, and we just saw with those, dare I say, those beautiful cover drives, just creamed off the bat. It was right out of the middle.
Well, I said we called Frankie Nicklin playing for the Sydney Sixers in the Spring Challenge, and she contributed well at least in the game I called in the smash on the Saturday. I said she'll come on and bowl her 4 overs as well later on, but with how the WBBL going on obviously at the moment, and her being sort of part of that squad but not the game day squad, I'm sure if there's injuries or however things happen, if she does get the call up, she's going to perform well for the Sixers, pending getting that opportunity throughout the tournament as McCleary comes back from the northern end for her final over, and the core can just find the fielder at cover, no run.
Just looking at crunch that through the covers, didn't sound that clean and crisp off the bat there, finding the fielder. So we've got 5 deliveries left to go in the 15th.
Yeah,
looking to play the big shot. As I said, nobody back here. Have to go past fine leg. JP was down the leg side, but just no contact being made. Just looking just to play, how do I say it, an unorthodox shot, and didn't get battled, but they were ordered a wide to so he's come that redo delivery and goes. And that's what the skipper's been looking for. I think JP just the one to just really throw the hands at it, and just over the head of the fielder at mid-on inside the circle. But once it was safely over, that was 4 runs every day of the week. Just accelerate quickly towards that outfield, and that's their 5th 4 in this tour, in this batting surge. So it's been an excellent use of the power surge with Takura Nicklin at the crease. Off the pad. The fielder at fine inside the circle's got a long chase, but no, the ball just beats her to that boundary rope. But I said these last couple of overs have been very fruitful, haven't they, JP? Very fruitful, but they're just bowling-wise. It's, I can't say, I don't want to say the word erratic. It just feels like both batters, Takura and Nicklin, again, have got their eye in, and they've just got the confidence now at the moment with that previous serve. They know where to find their shots. Full toss. There is a fielder there, but more around at cow than mid-wicket. Moves well to the ball, though. So they only pick up the single. Great fielding down there. Thought that was at least 2 off the bat. It was the full toss. Played through, but yeah, had to move very quickly there. But got in, and the big arm saved the 2 runs. But Nicklin back on strike. 2 overs. 2 balls left in the over, and Nicklin again goes through the leg side, but this time straight to that fielder out there. I'm going to call that cow corner, because that is cow corner. It's not mid-wicket, it's cow corner. And yeah, straight to the fielder there. So another single to the total to Nicklin. Batting surge really well executed here from the Sydney University side. 6 boundaries from that couple of overs. Beats the bowler in a follow through, and they're able to scamper through for another single. So nice way for them to finish the over. So I said that run rate now starting to build up. JP 1 for 97 off 15 to the students. Nicklin's already up to 48 off 36 deliveries. And they said the core's on 36. So I said they're starting to pick up the ante now. I said that 120 looked a little bit distant only a couple of overs ago, but that would definitely have to be their minimum point now here with 5 overs to go. Run rate currently now means he's 6.5, and those last 2 overs of the power surge there for the students has definitely helped them accelerate, as we've got Lauren Kua bowling her 3rd over at the grandstand end of the ground. The outside edge. There is a fielder there, but he drops short, and they can scamper through for a single. I just probably sense that Nicklin and Takura have told themselves get bat on ball anyway, anyhow.
think you're exactly right there, JP, as this one's down leg and it's played around the corner, but there is a fielder out there at deep square. So another single here. So we're seeing the field go back now, but still only the 4 out. We've got a sort of a deep backward square, a mid-wicket, long on, and cover all out on the boundary inside the circle. We've got almost a fly slip, a point cover, mid-off, and then a mid-wicket on the leg side as this one's high in the air, and taken. Eve Burke there at mid-off just had to stand there, made sure she was in the right spot, and it's just dropped straight into her hands. So the second wicket falls here now at 99.
Very well played there. Just, unfortunately, just didn't get the right needle of the bat, just caught underneath it, and they lose their second wicket at 99, but I thought, Missy, that was very well played.
Yeah, the skipper Thakor has to make her way back to the pavilion. 37 off 45 with 3 boundaries. And Bella Johnson will make her way to the crease at number 4. But yeah, had to go for it in that situation. As I said, you knew Frankie Nicklin, she's in, 49 not out. It's not one of those situations where one batter goes for it, one anchors the innings. With that many wickets still left in the shed, had to hit out from both ends. And yeah, now Bella Johnson coming to the wicket, she's going to have to get up to speed very quickly.
Well, if I was in the situation of a new batter, I would just think, get the single, get Nicolette on strike, and let her face the majority of the next 4 and a bit overs, just because she's the danger player in the crease. She's got her eye in, and it's going to be, I don't want to say tricky for Johnson, but I do agree, if Johnson's at the crease, you think she has to get a mindset, I've got to get my iron right now. I've got to look for at least a single at the bare minimum.
Tries to just do just that, I think, JP, but I said Cole's being dangerous when it's outside off. Just getting a little bit of turn, and it's enough just to get it past that outside edge. Almost the double play. It's almost gone into the hand, and then if it didn't, it almost then rolls into the stumps, JP. Oh, wow. It's all starting to happen here at University Oval.
Oh, it's starting to pick up here. You just sense, we're talking about 120. That's got to be the minimum here for the students. And again, I'd still like this intent. Looking to go for it. Can Nicklin get her 50?
Oh, drives nicely. Beats the fielder in the covers. Can she beat the sweeper? Yes, she does. And that's the 50 there to Frankie Nicklin. And what a way to bring it up, JP.
She was patient. She took her time out of the crease. And definitely the 2 over line of the power surge definitely helped her side in the last few overs. And excellent work here from the students. It's 2 for 104. Johnson on 1. Nicklin with a beautiful, well-made 53 and still going. But you just sense Nicklin has got to take majority of the next 24 legitimate deliveries and see what she can do from here.
100%. Yeah, Kua's 1 for 15 off her 3. And look, yeah, as I said, still a lot more to happen in this game. So I love the T20s. They may be short, but they can peak and trough so much. And as I said, I think there'll be a couple more twists and turns, and it said in these final 4 overs. And also Darcy Whiteley will come back for her 3rd over. None for 8 off her first 2. She'll come in from that Northern or University Oval number 2 end here of Sydney University Oval number 1. As she comes in, first delivery to Johnson, and she nicely plays on the leg side. It is to that fielder. Oh, at mid-wicket, has a shy at the stumps. Johnson goes to the big dive. The ball misses, but it was the right call, I think. They were always going to throw to her end. It's almost at this point, you've got to just be the sacrificial lamb to get Frankie Nicklin on strike.
She's the one that's tonking them all over the ground. She's got her eye in. Let's see what can do with this delivery.
Oh, plays it nicely onto the offside. It's just to the side of the fielder there at mid-wicket, so they can pick up one.
I know they're not looking for fours, but I don't mind, again, at least at their bedroom, they're looking to sort of rotate the strike, get those singles, and they're doing it well here at the moment here, the Sydney University side, 2 for 106.
Oh, goes for the big swing, does Johnson. The right thing to do. Is it off the pad? No. Inside edge there. So she picks up another single to her total, but I think more importantly gets Nicklin back on strike.
Four players just on the rope.
Oh, Nicklin, yeah, cuts through the offside, beats the fielder, a cover inside the circle. Oh, good running. It was just wide of the fielder, sweeping, and they get back for 2. Great running, wasn't it, JP?
Good heads up. I never thought I'd use this term in the cricket. Great heads up there, cricket there, Mizzy. Then you thought, oh, geez, no, we've got to look for 2s here. And just like you said, wide of the fielder, and they forced that second with Willie. Here's Watley's delivery again.
Oh, that's nicely played by Nicklin. I think it's going to make the boundary. Yes, it does. This time, instead of going the sort of the point side of cover, she goes the mid-off side of cover. And no one's back there sweeping. There's only that one fielder out on the boundary on the offside. And she's just, I've seen a few from some of the other batters not quite be able to get over this, some of these patches of Sydney Uni Oval, but that's definitely not Nicklin. She's getting it to rock it all on this outfield. Final delivery here of over number 17. Nicklin plays it down the ground. There is a fielder at long on, so they'll pick up a single. Nicklin will retain the strike. So 17 overs gone here, JP. Students, 2 for 114.
Nicklin on 61, Johnson on 3. 18 deliveries left to go here in this Sydney University innings, and it's been, I can't say struggle, but it's well timed. They've used that time and patience. I'm just trying to think when they took, I think it was 13th, they were probably no wicket for, a wicket, I think around 60 or 70, and nearly scored over 40 runs since when they took in that power surge. And Mizzy, it's 114 on the board, and then they'll get that 120, but now reassess. Let's try and get to 130, 140 now.
Yeah, I think 130 has to be the target. I said 16 off 3. And then, yeah, 140 definitely is in the conversation, particularly if Nicklin can take a lot of the strike, as she keeps going hard. Oh, nicely cut off there on the boundary by the sweeper, but they're able to get back for 2.
So Hughes looking to bowl out her 4th over, 1 for 17.
Nicklin, though, is taking it. She has liked what she's seen. She's gone down on one knee, but can't make contact on that one. There is 2 fielders inside the circle there, behind square, but just trying to get it over the top of them and into that outfield, as again she goes through the leg side. This time she's able to beat the fielder out there, and 4 more runs to the total, and JP is signalling again. Love it.
They have, since that power surge, they've just absolutely legitimately smashed every delivery where they can see at Final Fours. I reckon probably at least a boundary or 2 in each of those overs since those power surges that have done a very good job here.
Well, this one's played through the offside to the sweeper, and just a single on offer this time. But yeah, as I said, still a couple overs to go. It'll be interesting to see who Manly call on to bowl them, as this one goes over the top. Finds some vacant territory. Crawford can't get there across it. Bella Johnson's now getting into the... she's joining the party here. Her first boundary. So it was a nice shot over the top, wasn't it, JP? And just got it wide enough of the fielder at long on.
just accelerating through, and this has been just beautifully played here as Hughes bowls her final over.
Oh, that's played nicely through the offside. It's wide of the fielder. Will they look for 2? Yes, they will. Good running there. I said, knowing that it was the final ball, and the and Johnson running to the danger end. They wanted to keep Frankie Nicklin on strike, and they do. So 18 overs gone, 2 left here. The students 2 for 127. So Johnson's on 9, Nicklin 68, and Hughes finishes her 4 overs, 1 for 28.
So that's a 140, well, nearly 140. So 139, 6 overs from here. So the target will be there, 140 for the Manly side.
Yeah, I think 13 overs, 13 runs off these last 2 gets them to that 140 JP. So I think that's got to be their minimum target. But I said, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to our Triple H 100.1 FM Sydney Sports Radio coverage of the Kingsgrove Sports Centre Women's T20 Cup final round here, Manly taking on Sydney University. I said, if you're listening to our coverage via YouTube and the Cricket New South Wales YouTube channel, Frogbox, we also welcome you. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here. It's been a good fight back here from Sydney University, trying to post a total as Frankie Nicklin takes this first delivery and cuts it through the offside. They'll take it, swing at the stumps. Nicklin was gone for all money, but couldn't quite get there and hit the timber, so Nicklin survives.
But she's done all right. Johnson just got to look for the single at best.
Yeah, needs to at least rotate the strike. I think she's looking for more than a single. But well fielded there at mid-wicket. Just cuts it down. If it had beaten her, there's probably at least 2 on offer. But I said for Sydney Uni, at least gets Frankie Nicklin back on strike.
I sense a boundary coming here, Measy.
Well, there's a few pockets.
Oh.
Can't find them, but it's a bobble to the fielder there at cover. They look for 2. It's going to Nicklin's end, but the throw's wide. There was not 2 runs, I don't think, there, JP. Yes, it beat the fielder at cover, but there is a sweeper out there behind her, but they're still able to pick up 2.
I thought the bobble may have gave them the 2, though, if you know what I'm saying.
Maybe, just slowed the ball down a little bit. No, good analysis there, JP, as Nicklin goes through the leg side, gives herself some room, gets the under edge. They'll look for 2. I don't know what happened there.
What was that? I think
the fielders tried to flick it up or something, or maybe even get it to the fielder inside the circle, but it's just sort of gone nowhere, but doesn't give up an extra run.
I thought it may be a cricket version of a dummy.
Maybe. I don't know what they were going for there. I really don't. But it is another single to the total for the students as Johnson goes up and over. Will they look for 2? Yes, they will. Oh, and again, the bowler just can't get the throw through. Frankie Nicklin makes a ground there at the non-striker's end. And Johnson picks up another 2. The runs keep flowing here, JP. 2 for 134. 1 ball left here in the 19th. I think this is just a big play. I think it's a final delivery here in the 19th. Johnson's just got to swing big and hope for the fences.
Oh, hello.
She does. She goes high. There is a fielder out there. And, it's taken the juggle, but she keeps it in the bread basket. She went big, did Johnson. Tried to get it out of the ground. There is a sweeper out there at mid-wicket. It took a couple of attempts, but able to just hold it into the bread basket. 3rd wicket goes down. Johnson goes for 12. And 19 overs gone here, 3 for 134.
We're not kidding you. It was probably 3 or 4 bobbles and just able to regain the catch there. Beautifully done. So they've lost their 3rd here. That brings Sarah Bryan to the crease with 6 deliveries left to go in this batting innings for the Sydney University side, and they've done this well here, the students. they paced themselves with the batters and they're paying rich rewards here. It was like 2 boundaries for the batting power surge, and they've just had probably 7 or 8 since after. And while they've taken the surge, so Laura Kua bowls the final over this innings.
Oh, it's short. It's played down the ground. 1 bounce down to Christy Crawford at long on. See, as Frankie Nicklin's head just goes back. Could have gone absolutely anywhere, that ball. But, I said, maybe the left-hander here in Brian. Play with the spin through the leg side. There is, I said, that one sweeper out there. But if she can get it sort of more... Oh, no, they are swapping the field around now. They are sending an extra person back on the leg side, which is a good decision with the left-hander on strike. You gotta love that. We've had 19.1 overs of just all right-handers, and then for the final 5 deliveries, here comes the left-hander. I said, here's Sarah Bryan facing her first delivery. Still changing the field here, pushing mid-on back to long-on, and then bringing long-off back up to mid-off. What's she going to do here? And yep, she goes back in her crease and plays through the leg side, but nicely done by the fielder at mid-wicket. So here goes the field changing all over again, JP.
It's like almost like, the claw machines that pick up toys. It's one of those things. Fielding changes. Oh, good. At least Nicklin will face, you would think, hopefully the final 4. And geez.
Well, she's going to have to try and find some patches of ground to hit the ball into. That's not one of them. No. Just hits it straight to the fielder at mid-off. I said, Kua's bowled well. I said, it's only gone from 18 and she's halfway through her 4th over. But yeah, Nicklin would have been looking to try and find some free vacant territory, but just hasn't been able to in this final over, as this one's high in the air. Bounces once, twice.
Good running.
Yeah, great running there by Nicklin. Knew she was coming back to the danger end. She was in and out like a flash. I said, you always thought that Nicklin would want to take the strike, but no, selfless act. We'll take the 2 runs.
This is going to be a great run chase.
Well, you were talking 140, and that's where we're at. It just doesn't get up, does it? She was in position to go through the leg side. It just kept slow.
It also kept... It just... The speed and just... Didn't get a lot of bounce from the ground there.
No. Did not do anything there. But final delivery here of the Sydney University innings, and this one she gets a hold of. Finds the fielder there. Nicklin's coming back. Are they going to go to the keeper's end? They are, and they make it back. What great running there off the final delivery there, JP. And the 20 overs gone here. It was a slow start by the students, but they end up with 3 for 141. We got game on here.
Game on, and let's be frank, Mizzy, it didn't probably look like that after maybe the 12th or 13th over the Sydney Uni chase, when they were probably just teetering on around the 60 or 70 mark for 1, but just great work there from Nicklin and Takur with that batting partnership, and gee whiz, from where they were before the power surge to now, they were definitely taking 3 for 141, and that is one beautiful innings from the students, just building up an innings.
Yeah, no, definitely was, JP. We'll go through the batting card for you. Isabella Zovi, she was bowled by Laura Hughes, 7 off 12. The core, good innings with Frankie Nicklin before she was out, caught by Eve Burke off the bowling of Kua. 37 off 45 with 3 boundaries there. But Frankie Nicklin again, the star. 50 last time we were calling, does it again here. 74 not out of 51. 10 boundaries for her. Bella Johnson was here for a good time, not a long time, before she was caught by Christy Crawford off the bowling of Whiteley. 12 off 9 with 1 boundary, and Sarah Bryan 5 off 4. No boundaries for her. There were 6 extras in their total of 3 for 1 for 1. The Manly bowling, Chelsea McCleary 4 overs, none for 29. Lara Hughes 4 overs, 1 for 28. Darcy Whiteley 4 overs, 1 for 25. Punter 3 overs, none for 21. Crawford 1 over for 13, and Lauren Kua, her 4 overs goes for 1 for 22. So I think, JP, we might take a break here from Sydney University Oval number 1. Plenty to come up through after this. As I said, that 20 over run chase is going to be good. We'll come back here with some round-the-ground scores as well with the other games here that are happening in the Kingsgrove Sports Centre T20 Cup. We might also have a look around at the WBBL. They've got a double header on this afternoon too. So plenty of cricket happening here on your Sunday afternoon here live on Sydney Sports Radio, Triple H 100.1 FM. You're listening to the coverage here of the Kingsgrove Sports Centre Women's T20 Cup. Sydney University taking on Manly. Manly needing 142 to win. Don't go anywhere. Yes, welcome back here to Sydney University Oval number 1, Kingsgrove Sports Centre. T20 Cup action. The women's hotting up here is the week. We're in the final round the week before finals day next week. If you're just tuning in, Sydney University setting Manly Warringah 142 for victory. As said, as the two teams are out there doing their warm-ups. I'm Matt Mears here with JP Justin Panina. So a lot of cricket happening around the grounds. Let's have a look firstly at the other games in round 10 that are taking place. Firstly, over at Graham Thomas Oval, it's Gordon taking on St George Sutherland. And the first innings there, just wrapping up. St George Sutherland being restricted to 6 for 108 off their 20 overs. So that's going to be a nice little chase there for Gordon to run that down and get the victory there, JP, this afternoon. Out at Bankstown, they've also just finished their 20 overs, 5 for 107. Bankstown batting first there against Campbelltown Camden. And at Howell Oval, Penrith taking on Sydney, and 20 overs gone there, 6 for 91.
Oh dear.
So
that's not the 20. That's from their 20.
That's from their 20. Yes.
Oh dear.
So yeah, there's been some low scores in this round 10. JP.
Dare I say the pitches must be green.
Well, you'll find with these pitches here on particularly a lot of them would have had a lot of overs yesterday for the men's for men's either first or second grade. Then obviously the game's played in the morning, so there's been a lot of baking under this sun. I know there was some rain yesterday, but just, yeah, a lot of these pitches, the more you get into Sunday, the lower and slower they get. So, as I said, a good total here for Sydney University to set. But, as we said, this is the final round of the Kingsgrove Sports Centre Women's T20 Cup finals next week. So, it's an interesting format, not what we usually see. We usually see the triple header with the game played under lights at night. This year, they've gone for the model where both semis will be played at 10 o'clock.
At the same time?
Yeah, at the same time. So at Hurstville Oval and at Harold Fraser, which is just down the road. And then the final for the winner of those two teams will be at Hurstville at 2:30 on the Sunday. We're looking at Triple H and Sydney Sports Radio to cover all three of those games. Stay tuned to our social media throughout the week to find out how and when you can listen to all those calls. But as I said, the race is hotting up. So at the moment, Sydney Cricket Club is on top of the ladder with 24.5 points. We're still trying to work out how they got that half point. We don't quite know all the intricacies and the washouts and the bonus points and all that sort of stuff, so do forgive us. Campbelltown Camden is on second on 19. Gordon in third on 18. And then Parramatta, who actually have the bye, they've played their 9 games, are on 16. Sydney University is in 5th on 12. So whether they can upset Parramatta, not quite sure. But if there is that opportunity, then certainly, I think it actually is 3 points for a win. So unless there's some miracle, I don't think they'll quite be able to do the job and get past it. But no disrespect to the uni girls, from where they've come to be fighting for the semi-final position has been a great leap. And our good friend Georgia Lomas Fruiter, and unfortunately you're replacing her, sick leave for her today, but she said she was president of the old women's cricket club, University Women's Club, before they made to be just Sydney University. A lot of great work's being on in this club to see them sort of work their way up the ladder. So great stuff there. So hopefully by the end of this innings or later on tonight, we'll know what games they will be for the finals at Hurstville and Harold Fraser next week. As I said, there's also the WBBL happening today. First off this morning at City Power Centre. I said a Nullarbor derby, but in Melbourne. The Strikers taking on the Scorchers. Scorchers win by 9 runs by the DLS method. Strikers were all out for 112 off 17.4. Scorchers then were 2 for 55 off 9.1. Looking at Sandown, the V8 coverage today, there looks like there has been quite a bit of rain in Melbourne today, so that's probably what's affected there. But The big one is the Melbourne Derby this afternoon. That's halfway through their game. Currently, the Melbourne Stars batting first, 7 for 141 off their 20 overs. Meg Lanning getting out for 3, which is a big blow. She's been in the runs, but in reply, needing 142 to win, the Renegades are 1 for 9 in the second over. So that's going to be an interesting one there. As I said, we got the Sydney smash last night. The Sixers taking on the Thunder. It was the Sixers getting the job done. I won't say convincingly, but there wasn't a lot of pressure put on by the Thunder last night at Drummoyne. But as I said, the Sixers, though, as I said, they've bolstered their lineup. As I said, Sophia Dunkley's up the top, pushing Alyssa Healy to 3. I said they're looking good, but the Thunder, just when you have the likes of Litchfield, Heather Knight, they have some players as well. And Lucy Finn, someone we've called here on Triple H and Sydney Sports Radio in the women's competition here for Premier Cricket, making her debut, taking wickets and making runs as well, was great to see.
I just was shocked when you said Alyssa Healy batting at 3 for T in the WBBL. I usually thought she was an opener in that.
She is, but when you've got Perry and Dunkley opening,
it's like, oh boy. Like
you could maybe move Perry to 3. She does bat there for Australia, but
okay.
They're obviously wanting they're probably just trying to not open with 2 firepowers and having more of the Perry sort of more technique driven based rather than the hoiking based technique of the other 2.
Oh, that's a fair
steadying
point.
At the top of the order, but as I said, it is a killer lineup for the Sixers. And then they had Amelia Kerr out in the warm-up, which I was a bit disappointed with. The Kiwi, said one of the best players in the world. Probably hasn't the best start to the tournament due to literally flying straight here from the World Cup, where she bowled a lot of overs and did a lot for New Zealand. So maybe her missing a game or 2 might not be the worst thing, just freshening her up. But JP, everybody's out in the middle. We're waiting for the first delivery.
And the target's 142.
Whoa. Whoa. First one there to Lauren Kua is wide and outside off. It's going to pull up just inside the boundary. The Sydney Uni fielders coming from everywhere to
that's what I thought, yeah.
To cut that one off. But, boy, yeah, it has been called no ball, JP. I said it was above the waist. But, boy, what a way to start the innings there. I said it was high, it was wide. Sarah Bryan opening the bowling with her left armers. And, wow. There's next delivery, and that's the free hit, and it's wide down the leg side.
Don't get a friendlier start than that, then you have a free hit. No, that didn't turn out well, so.
We get another one. Umpire there, Elizabeth Houston there. Waving the finger on top of the head. Said, what can Lauren Kua here do for this delivery? And she goes back to try and play it over the top of the head of fine leg, but can't make contact on that. So after that and 2 free hits, we're still none the wiser. It is only a couple off those first few deliveries. It is Lauren Kua and Elizabeth Cambridge to open the batting for the Manly side. I said Sydney marshalling the troops. So there are 2 fielders out at square leg and third on the boundary. As this one again's down the leg side, beats the keeper and goes for 4. 4 wides, I believe. Yes, it will. So 5 to the total and an extra ball. This is not the start that the students would have been looking for, JP.
The compass is wayward. It's gone north, south, east, west, northwest, southwest.
Can you at least call the right east, unlike Connor?
It's just, it's splurting around. It's like splurting around like noodles.
So next delivery coming in, and that's much better from Brian. It's played onto the onside, but straight to the skipper into the core there at mid-wicket. No run.
Well, the funny thing here, well, it's not fun. You know that 142 wasn't, like, how do you say, it wasn't like that 142. It's sort of, if you can build through the innings, get a lot of runs through that power surge, it's just a build in that way that you don't need to sort of look for those runs really quickly.
You know, that one, next one again's on leg stump, but hit to the fielder there at fine leg. And they'll pick up a single. Didn't hear the fielders out there throwing up that encouragement.
They're probably saying to themselves, we get one wicket down, let's get these wickets in clusters.
Yeah, put the pressure on early as Cambridge faces, and again just finds the skipper Thakor at mid-wicket, no run.
Seven extras, because 5 of them were wides, so Brian, just look at that line and length. She got that in her last delivery. Let's see what we can do now in this next one.
Oh, again, just not quite hitting the mark, is she, JP? Just already 11 runs off this over so far. I said, be the start Manly would have been looking for, that's for sure.
As I like to say, it's a donation first over, as we like to call it.
Final delivery gets it up there nicely. Cambridge can just block it back down the wicket. He said sometimes, yeah, you get a couple of extras. Particularly, as I said, the first 2 balls weren't even legitimate deliveries. Like, you make this first over a long one. Just makes it hard for the bowler to come back. That one's a full toss, but Cambridge makes contact with it. Gets it onto the offside. They'll look for 2, but no. Great work there by Bella Johnson there, sweeping on the onside. So just cuts it to a single. So first over done and dusted here, JP. Needing 142 to win. I said Manly are none for 12.
The run rate of 12, and you're telling Manly right now, you get 12 runs on that first over, they'll take it in a heartbeat. You're just insinuating, you've just got to get that line and length on the spot. Yeah, be adventurous with your line and length deliveries. Don't be afraid to pitch it up, but Cambridge and Kuwait, if they can probably stay around for like around the 5th or 6th over mark to just sort of try and build this innings, because that 141 that the Sydney University did in their innings, they sort of started slowly, but they sort of accelerated when they took that power surge.
Well, here we go. Frankie Nicklin opening the bowling here today, and it's hoiked through the leg side. I said there is a sweeper out there, but great running from Lauren Kua. Sees him get back for 2.
Was 2. They probably called it. There was 2 right off the bat, and they run that carefully.
Well, Nicklin, she said she's usually pretty miserly here with her 4 overs. Interesting to see her opening the bowling though, but that's more like it, right on the spot there. Can only just play it out into the offside. So generally you see her come on after the power play, but today wanting to get her overs in up front, maybe trying to get some extra pressure on, and that's the spot. Can't do anything with that one except just again show that full face of the blade and block that ball out onto the offside. So Nicklin in again. Cambridge comes down the wicket to meet it, but I said nicely stopped there, Sarah Bryan there at mid-wicket. They can only pick up the single.
Nicklin just forcing the issue, looking to play at her pace. Now I thought she was about to make some field adjustment. No, she's keeping the field away she is at the moment.
Yeah, her first ball to Lauren Kua, and nicely played on the offside. There is a fielder there at square leg. Oh! They call for the appeal. I think just the throw was just a little too high to the keeper, JP. If it had been next to the bails, Cambridge would have been in trouble, but just that extra distance, having to bring it from above the head down to the stumps, let Cambridge get home.
In the words of Nicholas Cognac, he probably would have caught out a photo finish.
So next delivery here, and has to play it from back in a crease. Plays it to the fielder at fine leg, and they scamper through again. So Nicklin breezes through her first over. She's done that for 5 runs, and after 2, said Manly none for 17 with that target 142.
And they need, from their next 18, 125. So you probably would sense for Manly just to get the W here this afternoon. It's probably you're relying on your top 3 or top 4 batters and then just see what they can muster. If you were here listening or watching the first innings of the Sydney Uni, it was a really slow start. They really, what's the word, Matt? They've just really built and we talk about that power surge just late in their innings, and they got like four or five boundaries from it.
Here goes Othako coming in for her first over, the skipper, and she's right on the money. First ball. Cambridge just plays it in the offside. Said she'll have a bit of vinegar to her JP. She'll get them rocking and rolling here. She comes in for her next delivery and again plays it through the offside, but nicely fielded there at point. Well, actually it's sent back. I thought they were going to go for it, JP, but no. No,
that was just beautifully well fielded there. Because I thought they took this thing on no. She went nice and low really quickly and just stopped it on the dime and not take the single.
Now comes in again and she goes high, but is it? Oh, one bounce to the fielder there at mid-off. Takes a shy, gone anyway. What a play there, JP. It went high. We thought maybe mid-off was going to look like taking the catch. It bounces just short. Cambridge takes off and only sort of had a stump and a half to aim at, maybe 2, but that was all that was needed there. And Cambridge has to go.
It was just quick. Like, she probably knew she wasn't going to get there in the end, but she knew she had 2 stumps. We just take a look at it. No, that was from the previous. She just had one stump to look at it and just went bang. And it was just nice and quick. Those reflexes. And that was just really good fielding as well too. Umpire, no hesitation from the spot as Manly lose their first wicket for 17. No, it just wasn't there. Picked up quickly, bang. It's
just sort of just happened, and it's just like you're looking one place and then it's just bang. It's like, what did we just witness?
I can't say, it probably will train up here, just look casual, but the way that how she got there and just went, it was just quick. Like, no hesitation. Get a look at the stumps. Stumps collide.
Yeah.
And bails and gone.
Great piece of work there by Kaya Martin. As Eve Burke comes in, as Molly Adams, my apologies, is the new batter. Faces her first delivery. And just plays it into the offside for a dot. But yeah, no, Kaya Martin getting the job done there. Running out Cambridge. 5 off 11 was what she ended up with. But yeah, just needing to do something here to slow down this good start. And it's been good so far as that one's on the leg stumps, flicked away. A lot of work to do for the sweeper. Oh, I don't know. They're going to say that she kept it in. If she has, that's a great effort. And it's just the 3. That was some great work down there by Bella Johnson to keep that one inside the road.
Incredible. Just quickness going down. And I think the quickness was how she got there low and just bagging into the field of play and does an excellent job and saves the team a run as they bowl again. Manly to core.
Yeah, to Warringah, and just played into the onside for another dot ball to the total. And yeah, what a great start there from the skipper. Her first over, only costing 3 runs and picking up that first wicket. So after 3, it's Manly, 1 for 20. That target, 142.
122. You probably can't lose any more wickets. But
well, as I said, they almost need a carbon copy of the Sydney Uni innings. Keep those wickets in hand, and then go for it later. But we'll see how that goes. It's easier said than done, as we like to say. But Nicklin will continue for her second over here from this southern grandstand commentary end, frog box end of Sydney Unovial number 1. The two fielders are out, are at mid-wicket and long on, and has to go back. That one does Adams and just plays it into the offside. Dot ball. Said Nicklin just racing through the overs here, not letting the batter have a second to just even think about it, as that one again is full and well fielded there at point. No run again.
And we were talking about building for an innings. They did absorb a lot of dot balls, the Sydney Uni side, and like we said, the key is when are they going to take their power surge.
Well, this one's floated up by Nicklin. They try to go for the quick single and gone. Surely. No. They're going to say that the extra time that Nicklin took to get the stumps, Sarah Bryan there got it quickly there to Nicklin, but just didn't quite get it to the stumps as quickly as I was expecting it to, and it was just enough time to let Adams make a ground.
I thought it was a throw that may have cost him.
Yeah.
Here it is again here, Mearsy. Yeah, the throw was wayward.
Yeah. Oh well, but it said good work there from Adams to make a ground. His next delivery comes in and just plays it away. Again though, they're running the risk here. Everything seems to be a quick single, doesn't it, JP? But
it could go wrong any time here the way they're doing
it already has.
Well, that's true too.
They've already lost their first wicket to a run out, and it's just caution to the wind type stuff. They're sneaking into these Sydney Uni batters. That one's just on the inside edge. They're just getting them in the right spots, JP, because I said they're getting the fielders inside this from the inner circle. They're putting the pressure on, but they're just finding enough vacant territory to be able to make it through for the single. But I said again, Nicklin breezing through the overs. This is the final ball of her second, but this time, Sarah Bryan, she was in close, thought they were going to cut it off, but it goes through the legs. It's fielded by the sweeper, and they do pick up a single to finish. So Nicklin's finished her first 2 overs. They've gone for 9, and after 4, one for 24. That target 142.
I'm not sure if I was hoping, can we get like a health check on the Manly Warringah cricket stuff with these really quick singles at the moment? Yeah. How do you call it? If you were playing a cricket game, X or circle, not sure if that's a single there or not, but like unorthodox, and I think they're going for it now here, Mizzy. Looks like they're going for it now. Yeah, they're taking. Did see the umpire?
No, that's just the finish of
it's done.
The finish of the power play. As first delivery for Kaur coming in for her second over, and again getting the quick single to the fielder at mid-wicket. Yeah, no, at the end of the 4 overs, this umpire will signal to the end of the power play. Power surge can't be taken till the after the 10th.
After the 10th, all right, cool. I just thought.
But yeah, it is a bit confusing that they have to signal the end of it, because I said we can mostly count to 4, but that's what the rule is. They signal the end of it, and that's the same signal for the start of the power surge as the end of the power play. So here is Adams back on strike. The Kaur coming in and out! Takes the tickle of the outside edge. The skipper takes number 2. And I said it was a big start here from Manly, but now they're 2 down for 25 here in the 5th.
Just that light feather, looking to try and hoik it. And, well, it was on a round, Manzi, but gee whiz, they've lost their second year Manly. The 25 with the runs required now at 117. So you're expecting now that Lauren will take during this next with the strike here. But gee whiz, I just thought the shot wasn't really on there, Manzi. You would have just thought maybe just sort of let that go to the keeper. But like...
No, just trying to, I don't know, it was an interesting shot, just didn't know where to play, didn't know whether to leave it, and just sort of hung the bat out there more than anything. And it was the finest of edges. If it was a big thick nick, we would have picked it up in the effects mic, but It was enough, though, for the umpire to hear it, and yeah, the call just showing her class with the ball. They said good all-rounder here for the students, and this will bring Kyla Punter to the crease. He's already had some running repairs in the first innings. Hopefully they've been able to fix her up in the innings break. Don't need any more delays like we had earlier on, but she's got a job here. Lauren Cool, you feel now, is going to have to anchor this innings, but need some players to stay with her. So she now faces her first delivery and plays it to the offside. Nicely finds that gap between point and cover. Zoe chases hard, but they're able to pick up a couple.
Just pierce it between the two fielders.
There's not that big a gap there between those two.
Just very well, just timed that well through that gap. Gets the two, as you said. I feel like we're talking about almost carbon copy of the Sydney. We're talking about they've got it. I know it's T20, but don't be afraid to take some dot balls up to get yourself through that innings. And if you got time if you're in that power surge, then just go. But it's all about just building and building.
Oh, down the leg side. Oh, they were excited there. Maybe thinking that there was another little tickle on that one. Gibson, the keeper, couldn't hang on, but said more than a couple of the uni students, fielders, were excited about that one. So now it comes in again. Oh, it's up there, but blocked out into the offside. I said this is some good fast bowling here by the Sydney Uni skipper.
Line and length. Just doing what fast bowlers do. Looking to make the batter play around that fourth or fifth stump line, and let's see what she can do here in the final delivery of her second.
Oh, it's down the leg side. I don't know what that's taken. It took a little bit of a deflection. I'm interested to see what the umpire is going to call. He's going to call leg buys. I don't know about that one.
No, I
don't know how much of a shot was played to that delivery, but we'll go with the umpire's decision. So yeah, 4 leg buys to the total, and after 5, it's 2 for 31. So that target is 142.
It's interesting now it's interesting what Manly have got to just try to absorb this over here as got spin from the grandstand in again.
Yeah, Nicklin to bowl her third. Interesting play here from the students. Dot ball there. Maybe just trying to get that run rate to build.
That's what I'd sense in music. Let that run rate just build and build.
And the run rate required
is...
Yeah, next delivery. Flight it up, but... Well, again, Kua can just play it back. Maybe again, just this matchup. Frankie Nicklin to Lauren Kua. He said break his teammates. They know that Kua's also the big wicket, so... Oh, what a shot.
That is clean, that is crisp, and gone.
6 of the best there. She'd had the wood over of Frankie Nicklin, but then Kua's just decided, well, I'm tired of being held down here. I'm going to go the big shot, and boy, did she break the shackles with that one.
That delivery was delivered like trash. That needed to be gone. That's how that delivery was bowled. It was gone for 6.
I don't know about trash, but next delivery's on down the leg side. I think she gets a little tickle on it. They run through for 1. Yeah, they hit the stumps as well, but I think Punter, made her ground. Got to remember that there was a wicket, Matt.
Maybe it probably was a loosener, as they say.
Yeah, I don't know. But as I said, it was a great shot there by Lauren Kua.
I just didn't realise how...
Bang over leg side. Yeah.
Just because, we've had this wind coming in and out, and that shot, that 6 from Kua, had barely no wind and just came sweetly off the bats.
Oh, Nicklin again. Tried to play it through the leg side. did punter, but could only find the fielder at square leg. Oh, that again maybe stayed a little bit low, JP, but said is the end of Frankie Nicklin's third over. She's none for 16, and after 6, it's the Manly side, 2 for 38. That target, 142.
I expect that Nicklin will probably bowl out from this end.
I don't know. Do you save her for one for the power surge?
No, I still think the way that... no, I still think you've got to bowl her out. You've got Kura on the crease, I think. That's what I'm saying. You
think you'd throw all your eggs in one basket, try and get her out?
Yep. It's a big gamble with... Let's say, with after the 8th over, I probably would do it. Just...
Interesting there, JP. Looks like we're going to get Sarah Bryan to bowl her second over from the northern number 2 oval end. But if you're just tuning in, listening to Sydney Sports Radio, Triple H 100.1 FM coverage of the Women's Kingsgrove Sports Centre T20 Cup between Manly and Sydney Uni. I said finals next week. This is the final round. I said if you're listening via Frogbox and the Cricket New South Wales YouTube channel, we also welcome you to the coverage. Hope you're enjoying it. As Brian comes in, first delivery of her second over and full toss, but Kua can only find the fielder at cover. Looks like that's Frankie Nicklin out there, and they pick up a single.
Kua on 15, punter on 2. Just got to have that partnership that the Sydney Uni side had in their innings. It's going to be punter and Kua got to stay in the crease for at least 5 or 6 overs plus. Oh, no.
Oh, it's up-ish, and it bounces just in front of that fielder at cover running in. Almost the commentary curse from you, JP.
I think was she trying to pull that?
I don't know what shot that was.
I think
She's trying to play it on the onside, I think, but that was definitely not a ball to be playing on the onside, and it's just taken the leading edge. But luckily for punter and for Manly, there's no real fielder up in like that sort of short cover region that could have picked that up, and it dropped just short of the fielder coming in from the circle. And oh, again, this is much better from Brian than what we saw in a first over. That was right in the block hole. Did everything to just dig that one out.
Just, like you said, just bowling well here, Brian. Just not letting punter having to swing that bat of hers and look for those boundaries.
Oh, it's called wide, but almost the tickle on that one, wasn't there?
I think they're at the moment. I think they're stuck, these batters, between erratic. Do we play erratically, or do we just try and play sensible cricket?
I think they just, as you said, they've got to play that, but they've got to rotate the strike. As that's a full toss. That should be called no ball. Yeah,
yep.
No, called no ball. It was taken there by Bella Johnson at backward square, but it was definitely above the waist. They run through for 1, and then Lauren Kua now on strike to get the free hit. But yeah, they weren't quite expecting that, were they? There was a few out there that were celebrating, but yeah, definitely above the waist, wasn't it?
Yep, absolutely.
As we see the field change, which can happen when the strike does change over for a free hit. I said if it was the same batter on strike, then the field must stay the same. But I think they would prefer at this stage of the innings for Lauren Kua to take the free hit. What can she do to this delivery? Again, she comes out to it and it's a full toss, but can only just find that fielder at cover again, JP.
It's just like magnets. But I just sense that these two, it's weird to say this in the T20 game, but sort of reset maybe for an over and 2. Because at the moment, the shots that these two are playing are... Oh, jeez, how...
Yeah, but I don't quite understand that shot, JP, because I said you've got Zoe Benjamin there at that sort of gully position. You've got a point. It's it's a risky shot to try and open the face to get it down there, but last time it was out there, they let it call wide, but it is strange, but they do have to try and turn the strike over. As that one goes high, it goes over the top, bounces away towards the boundary. I said Benjamin getting a big chase to cut that one off. She does, and they come back for 2. I said Kua is trying to keep that run rate going, but boy, it's providing some entertainment there. So that finishes Brian's second over. She's none for 18, and after 7, 2 for 44. That target 142.
Very sensible. Like, okay, so Kua and Punter, 17-3 respectively, but I think that your sense from the chat in the middle is, I think, let's just look for the singles, just play it, how you look for singles, try to play off the hip, but yeah, I'm just not liking the shots, and yep, that Nicklin's going to bowl out her 4.
Hey, listen to you, JP.
It's probably the last person they should listen to be honest.
That keeps low, and it was at the stumps, but Punter gets enough bat on it to scamper through for the single.
She's got 5 deliveries here at Kua. I wonder if she's going to bowl a delivery where she plays a shot, and that's just going to stay up high in the air. Because we saw that 6 in the previous over.
Well, she goes at the stumps with that one. So Kua can just find the fielder at mid-wicket, no run. Yeah, you just feel that there's few deliveries left. Something's going to give here, isn't it, between these two? Already's happened once with that 6. It's nicely played off the back foot through the offside. Big chase coming from the fielders inside the circle. It is a long boundary out there towards the western side. And it's a good throw, but they still get back for 3. Great running, but great shot there, JP. Just going back in the crease and just placing it through that offside. Timing is what got the job done there, getting that ball out towards the boundary.
And I think that's what's good about the shot is she let the ball come onto the bat. Didn't sort of force the issue. She still got the right pace with the bat and just find that gap.
Yeah, next delivery goes down the leg side, or they try the little foxing there. JP suggests that it came off something, but I think rightly called wide. Gotta love that. Umpires weren't born yesterday, but we're still going to try and not get the wide taken away. That one's played through the leg side. There is a sweeper out there, though, in Bella Johnson that keeps it to a single.
Just good. At least in this over, they're looking to rotate the strike with Nicklin. They've reached 50 on the board here.
Oh, that's a good delivery there. They'll take the single, though. That has been a good spell so far from Nicklin, but her final delivery coming up. As I said, can she pick up a wicket here on her final ball? She floats it up, but she's not taking the bait. There is Punter. So Frankie Nicklin, she's done. Her 4 overs costing 23, and after 8, it's Manly, 5 for 51. The target, 142.
Kua on 21, Punter on 5. Key for these two batters is Kua and Punter. You just sense if they could stay at the crease and just reach probably the 12th or 13th over mark, take that power surge. To me, it's got to be the key in the game. If they take that power surge with these still 2 players on the crease, you sense and then they can then try and accelerate.
Sarah Bryan will continue for her 3rd. Oh, nicely played through, but cut off nicely there. No run.
So they've got 2 fielders. maybe 3 outside the circle. Just very hard to see the other circle on the other side there, Measy.
Oh, next delivery played on the offside. It's fumbled, which lets them get through for a single. No, they're keeping the pressure on JP. Just the fielders out there at backward square and mid-wicket. They said 5 inside the circle on the offside. They're bringing up another one now here for punter. So 3 inside the circle on the leg side. Oh, that one's got the under edge and dot ball there. But yeah, said you talk about power plays, power surges. It doesn't stop you bringing up the fielders when it's not in that time period, and that's what's definitely happening here for Sydney Uni. They're putting the pressure on, particularly Kaya Punter here.
Oh, those dot balls are really, they're really mounting up now, and they've got to look for those singles. Don't be afraid to look for the 1s and 2s. Because it just seems to me they're trying to look, how do you call it, Measy? Like boundary hitting. But we saw that, like I said, if they kept on looking for those singles as Brian bowls.
Oh, seems to be a favourite shot there, isn't it? Trying to play it through that leg side. It's not the worst decision when they said with lots of vacant territory out there, but just can't get a hold of it, can punter.
Just trying to hoik it away and nobody wins that battle as Brian comes in the bowl. Final ball, they're over.
Yeah, and it's inside. Oh, it was up there. The catch was on, but Brian couldn't get a hand up there, but a much-needed boundary to finish the over. So she's now on 23 off her 3 overs, Sarah Bryan. And Manly, 2 for 56. At target, 142.
Return with interest. 86 runs required. Just got to keep this in a manageable, still manageable area with 8 wickets in hand.
Well, that's the thing. We saw Sydney Uni hit that go button later in their innings, but it's whether they can do the same here, Manly. I said 86 required off 11, so yes, you're looking at 8s. But if you can get a decent acceleration like Sydney Uni did from their power surge, then they'll consider themselves to have a somewhat half a chance. As we're going to have a change of bowling here from the southern end with some leg spin coming in, and Kua says thank you very much as it goes over the leg side. There's a little bit of a fumble there out sweeping, but it only still cost them the 2 runs. It's interesting, we're in the 10th over and we're only just seeing the 4th bowler. I haven't seen the 5th bowler yet.
No, that's the thing, it's interesting. They bowled Nicklin out, which you were surprised in.
I thought they really saved a one for the power surge, but no. Obviously they had a plan. Oh, it sweeps and sweeps well. Nobody down there at fine leg. And that is 4 to the total. Can't really bowl there when we've got nobody behind the square leg umpire, do they, JP? Not inside, not outside the circle.
No, it's because that just deserves to be a 4 ball.
Yeah, and so someone like Lauren, she'll put that ball away. As I said, with this field, as I said, there is 4 out. There's 3 on the leg side boundary, 1 cover sweeper, and then the rest are inside the circle. But whoa! Have they bought the wicket here? No.
No ball too?
Drops just in front. No, I think it did get below the waist when it got to the batter. Okay. But Lauren Kua, it was up there in the air. It teased that fielder out at deep mid-wicket, but dove forward, but just bounced just short and goes for another boundary. So 10 runs off these first 3 deliveries. It's the last thing that Sydney University were looking for.
Kinsari can get back to that line and length that she usually gets.
Well, next one's slower and it's shorter, but One bounce to the fielder they're sweeping, and it's just the single. Sure, they'll be happy with that. Don't want to see another boundary, though, in this over.
Punter on 9 facing the...
Oh, it's top edge, but again, there's no one there behind square. If there was a fine leg, they probably would have taken that one. Instead, they pick up 2 runs.
Interesting shot there from punter. Like I said, there was no fine leg there, which was...
I still... It's an interesting decision not to have a fine leg for a leg spinner for that exact ball when they get the top edge. As this one is played through the onside to the sweeper. It seems like he's the only one getting in the game at the moment. So that's the first over done there. None for 14. And 10 overs gone. We're halfway, JP. 2 for 70. 72 required. So we're halfway with the runs, halfway with the wickets. But that's probably not the over that University were looking for. But maybe it's just what Manly need to sort of build some momentum their way.
Probably 1 or 2 more overs left. If these 2 batters are at the crease. Kua and punter, power surge. As I think we got spin from the Sydney in number 2 end of the ground.
Yeah. Debanica to come in. As I said, they've gone very heavy with their bowlers up front. I said Brian's only got 1 left. The caller's got 2. But they're going to have their 4th, 5th, 6th bowlers are going to have a job to do here. Try and, even if it's just to keep the runs down. Obviously, they'd love to take wickets, but they can still only afford to go for sort of that 6 runs and over to keep them underneath that run rate required. Some more leg spin and turns a little bit and just hit down to mid-off, no run.
I was just thinking from a Manly perspective here, Mearsy. I reckon if they can just get 1 big over before the power surge and take the surge, that could be a game changer there.
Oh, next one's floated up again. Cut away, beats the fielder at cover. There is a sweeper. So, good work there. Just sees it to be a single. Look, I think while they're bowling their 4th and 5th bowlers, they'll be happy to sort of milk it around. They know they could probably get 7 or 8 and over without really taking too many risks, as Kua comes down to this one and meets it at a bounce, but can only find the fielder at short cover. No run. It's been a good over so far here for the students. Kua cuts this one away. It gets past the fielder inside cover again. Will the sweeper be able to cut it off? Yes. Body on the line, stuff down there, but it'll be 2. Doesn't look like somewhere that pocket down there with somewhere you'd want to be diving around. It's one of the places that they've got that replacement turf.
Three runs off this over. Liking how in this over they're looking just to rotate the strike here.
Oh, the reverse comes out. Dangerous shot when they've got that slip.
It looks like she's filthy at herself. She missed that.
I think so too. Well, you look at some of the exponents of the sweep shot, like your Phoebe Litchfields of the world. They just play it with ease, and I'm sure she feels that she's a good exponent of it. She won't be happy as she goes again. They go for the appeal. This is the big wicket. No. It's a close one there. So, yeah, great over there for the students from Devanica. Only goes for the 3 runs. 11 overs gone, 2 for 73. That target, 142.
So 3 runs from her first over there. And Kua in those just last few deliveries, just looking to reverse switch hit and just didn't execute it right there. And it's still, I feel, we'll still say, Measy, it's still manageable, but it's just You can't sort of let this get out of control.
Yeah, well, Sydney, they'll want more overs like that. They'll want the batters to get frustrated, but I said we see continuing here for a second over. Went for 14 in the last. If they can get another over like that, it just ticks it back in Manly's favour yet again. But as I said, still have that power surge up their sleeve. They'll have in the back of their minds they'll be targeting that to up the run rate when that comes around. First one there, it's up in the air. It's a full toss. It's banged into the leg side. One bounce to the fielder out there at mid-wicket. They pick up a single. But you'd have to say for the power surge, it'd have to be Brian to bowl her last and for Core to bowl those 2 overs. So they're going to have a lot of overs floating around of these 4th and 5th bowlers to target, as this one's high. There is a fielder down there. Oh, and it goes through the hands, Sarah Bryan. Unfortunately there for Sydney University, that was the big wicket too, Lauren Coor. She went down and meet the ball at its bounce and went high in the air. Was there to catch, but unfortunately hits the grass.
She was just at the right place there at the right time, but just fortunately, it's like you said, it just slipped through her hands. And just
goes back and cuts. Could have easily have hit the fielder at point. It doesn't. Frankie Nicklin fields that one at cover. They pick up a single. Yeah, it could be a costly miss. But you have to keep fighting. Game is on a knife edge. Here is, that one's the quicker one. Punter just has to go back and block that one back down the wicket. But this one's been a better over so far, hasn't it, JP?
Just kept her line and a length and not giving the batters an inch.
Another full toss swept away. There is a fielder out there sweeping, but can't get to it. That was not what the doctor ordered for Sydney University. They needed to finish the over tightly, try and wrestle some of that run rate back in their favour, but said Manly just when they need to, just being able to find the boundary.
Just looking for boundaries when they needed to. So 61 off 43 is the equation here at the moment.
Final delivery, and it goes through the legs, it goes through everything.
The old nutmeg.
It will be picked up by the fielder at backward point. They pick up a bye. So 12 overs gone, 2 for 82. That target 142, 60 required off the last 8, JP.
Manageable still in this situation.
We have what we call in Triple H land the Kiwi Viz.
Ah, yes.
I want to get a JP Viz. Who do you think is in the box seat here with 8 overs to go?
I feel it's still Manly Warringah with Kua and Punter on the crease.
Yeah, I happen to agree with you there. I think as long as Kua's at the crease, Manly are in the box seat. But if they'd picked up that wicket in the last over, it would have swung everything towards Sydney Uni.
Absolutely.
So spin to continue from the northern end. Goes back to Cunt, but again, not quite hitting that middle of the bat, is it, JP? And just finds Frankie Nicklin at cover, no run.
It just felt, not flat, just didn't get the delivery that she wanted. And there's another one.
That big appeal for stumping. I think her foot stayed down, though. It was nice work by Gibson, the keeper. But from our vantage point, it looked like Punter had kept her foot down. But that's more of the bowling they need. Sydney Uni, it was just there or thereabouts. Couldn't do much with it. Turned past the bat. Oh, that one's a bit shorter. Played through the leg side. But there is a sweeper out there at square leg. So they pick up a single. Yeah, but you feel this is the time. So they need to target these 4th and 5th bowlers for Sydney Uni does Manly. And Kua attempts to do that. Tries to go inside out over cover. Finds the gap. between the fielders inside the circle. There is a sweeper there that cuts off the boundary, but they still get back for 2.
Good running between the wickets there. 2 there, and Kua on 40, punter on 19. It's down to 57. 12.4 has been played in this innings of Manly.
Kua goes back and plays it through the offside to the sweeper. Another single. So at least now, we're sort of a little bit critical earlier that they weren't picking up those singles, but now at least if they can't find the boundary, they are turning over the strike.
Rotation between these two batters has done well thus far in these early stages, but that's not the shot.
Oh, much needed wicket there for Sydney Uni. Said if it's in that arc, he's tried to play it through the leg side, takes the top edge, and Thakur takes the catch at mid-wicket. I said, that is the big one, isn't it, JP? That was the one they were looking for. She's just doing it nicely was Lauren Kua, and just...
I think
no,
punter.
It was punter, my apologies. Kua was just the one who walked off and took the helmet off, but she was just getting a drink. Playing tricks on me. But yeah, but still, much needed wicket no matter who the batter was. With punter having to depart for 19. Played well, but just, again, just the ball wasn't quite there to posit on through the leg side, gets the top edge, and of course she's not going to drop that at short mid-wicket. So, Devanakar picks up her first wicket, and it's now 3 for 86 here. As the new batter for Manly is Natalie Guyot. Apologies if I'm butchering that name. They said she's got to now sort of play that supporting role to Lauren Kua, doesn't she?
I would have thought if punter didn't go, I would have thought they were taking their power switch. Maybe it's going to wait maybe another two more overs, I think. But it's easy. They're still in a very manageable position, 53 of 7 overs.
Yeah, as we see the 6th bowler being introduced, Isabella Zovi, coming into the attack from this southern broadcast end of Sydney University Oval number 1. Yeah, that 142 still does seem a fair way away from Manly, but it'll be interesting to see what they can do. First ball depositors over the leg side. Fielder it long off, couldn't get across to stop it. Lauren Kua just goes around easy as you like. She is the linchpin for Manly. She moves along to 45. And yeah, 3 for 90 here. First ball into the 14th.
Just got to take majority of the strike. Here, Kua 5 away from her half century as Zovi bowls.
Oh, again goes down the ground, but Frankie Nicklin in at cover. Goes for the throw with no one backing up, so they get the single anyway. Sometimes, yeah, you can have a great piece of fielding like that. Don't get me wrong, and it probably was the right decision to throw at the stumps. But you need to look if there's anybody backing up. Maybe that fielder there at mid-wicket needed to get around there to cover it off. I'm not sure, but yeah, you just hate to see you stop the single and then you give it up anyway.
Just undoes that good work.
So he comes in again and it's played off the outside edge and gets past the fielder inside the circle. They're chasing hard. Will it get to the rope? No, it doesn't. It stops just short. It's a great chase though. As I said, they get back for 3 though.
.48. Now the target.
6.5 overs to go. Oh, good fielding there. That's how you do it, says the skipper. No runs there onto mid-wicket. Fired it in. Keeps it to a dot. Again, plays it through the leg side, but straight to the skipper, no run.
Gone for 8 runs in her first over, with a final delivery coming up here for Zovi. Kua on 46 facing his delivery now.
All nicely played through the gap between point and backward point. They're going to chase hard, but the ball wins at the end of the day. Good finish of the over there for Manly. And that is the half century to Lauren Kua.
A very well made half century there from Kua. Just built it in. Just slowly built her innings through this match here this afternoon, and job's not done yet. 44 required, and they're 3 for 98.
Yeah, plenty of work here for both teams to do. 44 off 36 balls. So this game is definitely hanging in the balance. Said see Sarah Bryan come back for her third. Said maybe I think we may have just caught the end of the.
Is it 2 field?
I think we just maybe caught the end of the. I caught the end of the power surge being taken. Unless they've got everybody up.
Looks like everyone's up here, music.
They need the big lights like they have at WBBL, so he can tell you that the surge is coming. So there is only the 2 fielders out at deep mid wicket and at third. On the boundary as Brian comes in for her first delivery. It's played in the offside. They run through. It's a bobble and hits the batter as she makes her ground. So a little few common years of errors there, JP, but Manly will be happy. 1 to the total.
Can she finish this match off?
She'll be tries to bring out the big cover drive, but straight to Frankie Nicklin at cover, no run.
It's probably the key for Manly to win this one, and the students to Sydney to win this game here this afternoon. 43 required. They're currently 3 for 99.
Ooh, big shot. There is a fielder there. It's not going to matter.
Is that what I think that is?
You're going to be signalling 6, JP. It's almost come from nowhere, is it? It's just on a length and deposited. Doesn't matter that there was a fielder out there. Took it on.
Second 6 this afternoon for her, I do believe, as well.
Yeah, she hit the one over towards the southeasterly side here off Frankie Nicklin as well, as the field, the changes keep getting rung. Next delivery, just plays it through the leg side again, 4 runs. Kua doesn't want this to come down to the wire, does she?
Oh no, she wants to wrap this up quickly. As she moves on to 60. Required runs now is down to 33, and we have 32 deliveries left to go. She's making a statement here.
Certainly is. So yeah, 33 now required. What's she going to do here? Field is still up, and again she goes over the offside. There is a fielder there. Taken! Oh, we've got another twisted turn in this game, JP.
Oh boy.
It was high, it was long, but that is probably the longest part of the ground out there towards the scoreboard here at Sydney University Oval number 1. And it goes straight down the throat of the fielder there. It was a great innings there by Lauren Kua, but she departs, and that's why we love these T20s, JP. Just another turn in the tail, the swings and roundabouts that these games can go through. And said Kua almost had got Manly across the line there, but with her now back in the pavilion, this game changes yet again.
Well made 64. Lauren Kua just 1-6 there too much, and paid price of losing her wicket. But you got to say here, Measy, 33, and it's 33 off 31 now. Yep. Manageable position. It's I don't want to say, like, don't be afraid to take top balls, but don't be afraid just look for those singles. And as well, too, it's in Manly's bat to lose here in this situation here.
Yeah. Well, I said, whatever's happened is that Warringah was putting them in the position to take out the win, but now it's up to these sort of lower middle order players as Eve Burke now comes to the wicket at number 6. Said that run rate's not too high at this stage. As I said, 33 or 31 required, but now it's up to Sydney Uni. They need to start getting these dot balls, get that run rate required to push up and push up quickly. As Burke faces her first delivery, it's down the leg side, it's called wide. And they'll also run through for a second wide, so to speak. It's not called a bye. But there's 2, and they said it doesn't even count as a ball. So they're parity, 31 off 31.
In a better position, can't be in a better position if you're the Manly Warringah side.
Bringing her final delivery of her third over, and that's a good delivery right up in the block hole. Only go back to the bowler in a follow through. That's the end of Brian's 4 overs. She's gone 1 for 36, but with the big wicket of Warringah. And after 15, Manly 4 for 111. Nelson, David Shepherd, where is he? To start bouncing around on one leg, but that target 142, 31 required off the last 5.
If Manly wins this one, Lauren, she needs to be shouted dinner because she's done an excellent job here for Manly throughout this innings. And I just think just some of that wayward delivery during that matchup. I'm just trying to think which the over when she went, I think it was 6-4, and was there another 4 in that over? That's when she had her eye, and I thought, oh, she ready to accelerate. She's out for 60, but can the teammates do the rest of the job here?
Yeah, Thakor coming back with her third and starts well. They're going to take the quick single, though, but they make her ground. I said the skipper here, big over for her. 1 for 7 off her, 1 for 6 off her first 2. 1 for 7 now off that first ball. But you just feel she's just got to get a few dots in this over. Oh, there's one of them. Ball just off the inside edge, back onto the pad. So this is what I like to see in these situations as well. Not all the fielders are back on that 30-yard circle. They're in a couple of steps trying to cut off those singles. This next delivery comes in and gets the outside edge, but there is a fielder down there at third on the boundary. So they just pick up one. I said, still just the 2 fielders out, 1 at third, 1 at deep square, and then the rest of the fielders up trying to save that one. Massive bangs on the pitch. Ooh. Oh! It was the full toss. It was straight back in the hands, but as soon as it was in, it was back out again.
Oh.
And then almost Burke getting run out at the non-strikers as well. It's all happening here, JP.
Oh, Thakor caught and pulled opportunity there. Just unlucky.
Yeah, next delivery, and it's in the block hole. They're going to run. And the little fumble at mid-off lets them get back through.
This has been a good over here from Thakor here, Mizzy. Very good. Bowling in the block hole. It's unlucky, couldn't get the court and bowl, but this has been an absolutely outstanding over.
Yeah, her final delivery. Oh, they try and play the big shot. It beats one. Second one's chasing hard. They'll come back for 2 as it's getting pulled in just before the boundary rope. They look for third, but there wasn't one there. So 2 runs to end the over. Said the call goes for 6 off her third over. She's now 1 for 12 off 3. And it's 4 for 117 there, JP. 25 required off the last 4. It's going to come down to the... It's going to come around to the wire, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's It depends which bowlers can deliver to me, because...
Well, as I said, you know one over is going to be bowled by the core in these last 4, but when you look at the rest, you're going to have to say, well, maybe Demnico's going to have to bowl 2. She's 1 for 7 off 2. She might have to bowl the 2 from this end. I'd even give the skipper the next over from this end, and then whoever's just going to have to bowl the last, try and give them as many runs to play with.
Absolutely. As they're readjusting the field here.
Yeah, whoever has to bowl that last over, wow. Pressure is going to be on. First delivery, it's up, it's spun away. And they'll be able to pick up a single. I said, students probably giving away just a couple of too many singles than they'd be looking to or wanting to at this time of the innings, JP.
I just sense you, for me, I'll just look for wickets in this situation if I was to see the uni side, as they just...
Yeah, they placed that one through the leg side.
Look out
there. Oh, said Burke was trying to come back for the second, but sent back. And then the big dive required. Ball wasn't as accurate as they needed it to be, but yeah, they're not really at that time yet where they have to be going for the suicidal 2s. 1s are okay. Stumped. Out. What a great delivery, JP. Just tempted her out of her crease. Got the ball to turn past the outside edge, and that's the 5th wicket down here now. And just another twist and turn in this tail.
Just a twist and turn, but I think she was done in flight there. And it just kept low. Keeper did a good job. Whipped the bells off quickly. And it's 5 down for 119. 23 of 6, and we've got 3 and a bit overs left. 15.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, it's...
21. Yeah, 23 off 21, JP. But as I said, those twists and tails, it wasn't, again, it probably wasn't the shot that was required, but sometimes just those instincts take over, the legs spin on, you want to come down and get to the pitch of the ball, but she's been nice and tidy here, Demnica, in her first 2.5 overs, and just got enough turn on this pitch to get it past the outside edge, and Gibson does the rest. And boy, Stephanie Hughes now comes in at number 7. Probably didn't think she'd be in this position a couple of overs ago.
No, I probably would say the situation in the Manly Warringah bench area at the moment is palms are getting sweaty and getting real tense.
Well, it just takes another wicket, doesn't it? Then all of a sudden you're into your bowlers, and they don't pay us bowlers to do this hard work. This is the batter's job.
Yes.
Here we go. Stephanie Hughes to face her first delivery. Oh, it's flighted and just plays it back down the wicket, taking no risks there. Oh, again, just flighting it up, but not wanting to take any risks, I don't think, in these final few deliveries.
I'm liking how she's bowling. No, she's tempting the batsman to play, and that is just...
Well, you said that. You were saying try and take wickets, and this is the way to do it. I said there's already that nervousness going through the Manly camp. Now it's like, well, if you want to make runs, you're going to have to play the big shot. That one's a bit shorter, and she plays it around the corner, but Sarah Bryan's out there at deep square, so it's just a single to the total. They won't be unhappy about that, but boy, what a spell it's been by Demnica so far. 2 for 10 off 3 overs, and with 17 gone, 5 for 120 a Manly. That target, 142. 22 off 18, JP.
Can't get better situations than this. I still think they don't need to look for that big over here if you're Manly. Don't be afraid if you get like a 5 or a 6 in the next, or 12 from the next 2 overs. Just make it manageable. It's about making it manageable for the final over. See, it's Bella Johnson bowling from this grandstand end. So,
well, maybe they must have decided we're going to save the skipper for the last.
just thinking though, Mizzy, 18 overs. And I think there was was it 7 or 8 from the first 2 overs with the extras? Because I remember there was 5 wides.
Yeah, it was the 5 wides, but yeah, 18 extras in this innings. It's they've certainly given a few more than Manly gave away. As Johnson comes in, most likely her only over, and the big palm comes out there, JP. No, go back.
We're running this one.
But that's what they want. I said they've got the field up. They're trying to save that single. Oh, they played on the offside, but again, just finding Frankie Nicol in there at short cover, no run.
At least, let's see if she looking to play a shot in the air. I wonder if that's what the batter Hughes is thinking. Oh.
Again, just having to play it back down the pitch. 3 dots here to start this 18th over, JP.
Oh. I don't want to be a batter nor a bowler here, in this situation.
No, as a bowler, I like having the ball. It's much better than fielding in this situation. Again, they're just going to run it. They got to go. They got to take the stumps. They've got to. Made her ground. There's no urgency there, JP.
I was just about to say, I was thinking to myself when she was running towards the danger, and I thought, wow, she's not even diving. I'm going, oh wow. Even I thought, oh wow, that's probably lack of intensity in the field there, I thought.
Yeah, that very interesting there. Not much. They must have just thought it was a fait accompli, but batter makes it ground as next delivery, and Yorks herself and just hits it back to the bowler. What an over this has been. 1 run off 5 deliveries. Can she close out the over? Said 21 still required.
Wide?
It's down the leg side for wide.
Oh, no.
I don't know about that one. So the batter did come inside the stumps, but it was still fairly wide down the leg side. But as I said, as long as it doesn't go for a boundary, this ball, I think it's still a great over there for the students. It's just played there to Martin at mid-off. So that over goes for 3, JP.
Can't get better than that if you're on the ball inside here, the Sydney University side.
Yeah. 18 overs gone. 5 for 123. 19 required off 12 deliveries.
This is where the match will be told.
Looks like it's gonna be the skipper to come back for her 4th and final. They're just gonna squeeze. Just gonna squeeze this Manly side. We're gonna be in for a grandstand finish. I know, my apologies. It will be Debenekar to finish off, so I'd say Zakul will bowl the last. Deserves her last over here, does the leg spinner, goes back to it and goes down the ground. There is a fielder there. They're going to go for 2. Surely this is run out. No. Makes it ground again. Thought, though, that just didn't quite get quickly enough off the mark, did the fielder there at long on. Lets them come back for 2.
Yeah, the throw from near the boundary wasn't really the best, and the 2 was easily ran there.
Yeah, next delivery again comes down it, and that's out. Tries the big shot again. Does Burke. Tries to go over the top, probably over mid-off where there's no one back. But Debenekar's just showing she get a little bit of turn with the leggies out of this pitch, goes past the outside edge again, and Gibson does the rest behind the stumps. So now it's 6 down now for 125 with 17 still required here, JP.
She got done in flight there and ease the stumpings there for the Sydney Uni side, and they're 5 down, 17 required. And with less than 2 hours left to go here. I think some of the bowlers may need to get their pads ready here, Mearsy, to give it a hoik or two. As I dare say, is they always be thinking 3 big strokes, 4 boundaries and a single down the ground. But
we've got to see a few fireworks here as Chelsea Cleary to come to the wicket. What's she going to give to us? And she's coming down the ground. And just over the top of the fielder. The fielder at cover will come around, cut it off, but that's a way to get off the mark in this situation, JP.
In a tight, tense one.
I'll just go over the fielder inside the circle and get 2.
15 off 9.
Oh, and again, they're going to take the quick single. Can they get the ball down there? No. I think they've just shown. They just get the ball into the off or the leg side and just run. And it's working to their advantage. I think maybe in over 2 you'd probably take the dot, but in this situation, it's just run for everything.
Get as much as you can in the next 2 deliveries.
Oh, this one's up. Can mid-off come around? Oh, yes. It came out for half a second, but it will drop back in. 7 wickets down now, JP.
Oh, jeez, saw there just a bobble. And just got the catch there in the end, and jeez. Manly side got 14 to win, and they're in the final over. This is really gone, probably since the loss of Kua and that wicket. I didn't expect to be that sort of a game changer, but thank you for putting up that batting card. Besides, Punter has 19. None of them have troubled the scorecards.
Yeah, they said that partnership we thought it needed to be the same as that big one between Thakora and Frankie Nicholson didn't quite get there. But then I think the turning point was when Kua got out. She was sort of that linchpin to make her way through. But Chrissy Crawford now at the wicket at number 9 and. Oh, nice little dab there. Then they run through for the single. So she'll retain the strike. And what a spell by Devanika. Only going for the 16 runs. 4 for 16 off her 4 overs. And it's 7 for 129 off 19. 13 required. Will we get a super over, JP?
I would love to imagine what Manly Warringah batters there in McLaren and Crawford. What are they thinking at the moment? Do we just? Well, I hope that mindset is we've got to try and toink it. Got to give it a hoik. They know. I think no. I was about to say there was 2. No, there are 3. No, as they.
They're still getting their field right, which in all the circumstances in the world they deserve to do with so much riding on this final over. But yeah, they've got the deep square. They've got a cover sweeper and a third back on the boundary. And then, as I said, they've got their cover and their mid-wicket straightish, but close to try and cut off those singles. They've got a mid-off and mid-on, a point, and they're also sending fine leg back too. So I think in this situation, JP, they're happy to give up a single, don't want to give away the boundary. The skipper comes in for the first ball of Hurler, and they just decide to go over the top. 4 runs. What a way to start this final over, JP.
9 or 5. Well, expected a toink. Didn't expect that toink there in the first ball. And 7 for 133. First ball of the final over goes for 4. 9 required off 5. This is tense stuff here, Museum.
Mate, what have you done to me? Could have been Listen, my Sunday afternoon, you call me in late and we're getting a thriller here at Sydney University Oval number 1. They're 9 off 5. They need to try and at least keep this next couple of deliveries to dots or singles. They have pushed the fielder back at long on. This one's off the inside edge onto the offside. Mid-wicket will clean it up, but they still come through for a single.
8 required now, off 4.
2 runs a ball, but you just have to think they needed this dot it up. If they get another boundary here in the next delivery or 2, I think the game is Manly's, but what can they do here now? And it's up in the block hole. They hit it onto the offside, and it's another single. 7 off 3.
Field hasn't changed. Crawford on strike. 3 deliveries left in this game.
Comes in again, and again it's in the block hole. They're going to run.
Outs?
No, makes her ground. I said it was a good ball. It was what she was trying to execute, but just couldn't quite grab it, and gave enough time for the batter to make a ground at the striker's end. 6 off 4. Now it's the time you start talking about no wides, no balls. Bowl it from halfway behind the crease. There's a few changes here coming. There's still a fielder out at third on the boundary, but everybody else on the offside is up inside the circle. There's 3 back at square leg, mid-wicket, and long on back on the fence on the leg side. Oh, this one's cut away, and they make a mistake there. They'll look for 2, but Frankie Nicklin... Everybody goes flying everywhere. Frankie Nicklin fires it into the keeper, almost gets tangled up with the batter, but...
You don't need overloads in this situation.
No, you do not, but 5 required. 4 for a super over, JP. We've already saw a super over earlier in the day. We'll talk about a bit more of that after this if it doesn't go to a super over. You feel the tense around this ground. What can they do? And, it's beaten the keeper.
Is that going to be given wides?
No, because it went inside the batter. Between the batter and the stumps. That's got to be out, surely. No! It's called byes and they run 2. So Manly just finishing short. Sydney Uni get the win by 2 runs.
Oh, my word. I think it was that. Was it right? I think it was just that run from Devnacar.
Yeah.
Devnacar. I think it was the penultimate over when it was 3 runs off that over. And you thought, okay, then they got 13 off 6. Thought, they got the 4, but gee whiz, just beautifully bowling there from Takor. And Manly lose by 2 runs.
Mate, I'm glad we could deliver a game for you to come in and call. As I said, we've seen some low-scoring ones in some of the other games. This one certainly delivered. We hope you enjoyed it at home, whether you're listening on Triple H, Sydney Sports Radio, or through the Cricket New South Wales YouTube channel and Frogbox, because what a game it's been. We'll run through the card, and we'll get some more thoughts from JP after that. But the Manly innings was all Lauren Kua before she was out. Caught Zoe off the bowling of Brian. 60 off 43, 5 fours, 2 sixes. She was the linchpin for the innings for Manly. Cambridge, she was run out by Martin. That direct hit at the non-striker's end. 5 off 11. Molly Adams caught by Gibson off the bowling of Thakor. 5 off 7. Punter caught by Thakor off the bowling of Devnacar. That was the first one where we thought, it was getting a bit shaky. 19 off 28 with 2 boundaries to her total. Natalie Guyot stumped by Gibson. That was the first of those stumpings where she tempted them out of the crease. 7 off 8. Before Eve Burke also stumped by Gibson off the bowling of Devnacar. 8 off 8 deliveries. Stephanie Hughes, she was caught by Martin off the bowling of Devnacar. 2 from 8 deliveries. Cleary finishes 5 not out off 4. Crawford 7 off 5 with that 1 boundary. 21 extras. So that is a big difference as well. It's Tekken top scorer.
Second top scorer.
Well, it was.
That's a good point. I didn't even think of it that way.
60, 21, 19. So 7 for 139. 2 runs short does Manly finish. The bowling figures for Sydney University. Sarah Bryan, 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 36. Frankie Nicklin, 4 overs, none for 23. Thakor bowled well, 4 overs, 1 for 20. Sazai, 2 overs, none for 22 with her leg spin. The pick of the bowlers, obviously, Devnikar, 4 overs, 4 for 16. Zovi, 1 over for 12. And Bella Johnson, that 1 over for 3, also played her part with that over in over number 18. So, boy, what a day it's been here, JP. What a game of cricket. I said a few standouts, but a few heart attack moments as well.
Yeah, I said, look, Kua with her 60, thought she was outstanding. And, but as well, shout out to Kua, who bowled outstandingly in that final over. But, geez, that's, oh, man, that's to get to the final over there, easy, and you just lose by 2 runs. That's a tough one to take there if you're Manly, to be honest.
Well, I said 13 required off that last over, and to get it within 2, oh, it's heart and mouth stuff. But that's why we love T20 cricket, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I said some other scores coming in from around the grounds in this final round here of the Kingsgrove Sports Centre T20 Cup. I can tell you over at Graham Thomas, Gordon gets the win, chasing St George Sutherland 6 for 108. Gordon getting there 5 for 109, getting the job done with 9 balls to spare. Elsa Hunter, another player in the Sydney Sixers squad, she got 42 in Gordon's innings. Out at Bankstown Oval, I said Bankstown defending that 5 for 108. Campbelltown Camden getting the job done, 2 for 111. They got the job done in the 13th over, JP. So they're getting themselves well and truly set up for that semi-final next week. We'll tell you about more about that in a second. And out at Howell Oval, Penrith 6 for 91. Sydney getting the job done, 5 wickets down, 5 for 93. They got the runs after 15 overs. So, yeah, none quite down to the wire like this one, JP, but some good games there in the final few rounds. So, what an effort it's been here by the sides. But as I said, I think Sydney University, they finished their season with a win. They're the only game that's not updated. But it looks like it's 3 points for a win. They'll go up to 15, so they'll miss the finals by 1 point.
Damn.
So the situation looks what it looks like for next week. First final, Sydney will take on Parramatta, 1v4. That's going to be a good game, particularly if both teams can have some of their fringe BBL players playing. Like Claire Moore and that played for Parramatta this morning. Stella Campbell in the game earlier here at Sydney Uni. So that'll be a big matchup. And then Campbelltown Camden taking on Gordon. So that's going to be another huge game as well. Gordon, one of our local sides we like to cover here on Triple H, and haven't quite got to one of their games, but we will be covering that game. We'll be covering both games on the streams, the Sydney Sports Radio and the Triple H Sports streams. We've got 2 of them, so we can call both games. We'll be covering that next Sunday morning, and then the final will be the winners of those 2 games at Hurstville in the afternoon at 2:30. So what a finals day we've got coming up next week, JP.
It's going to be a very interesting one, especially with both of the semi-final games both at the same time. And then is it one stream that has got to make the trip down? Or that's what I would say, make the trip to Hurstville? Yes.
One game's at Hurstville for the semi, and one game's at Howard Fraser, which is the St George second ground. It's about less than 10 minutes drive away, so it's not too far.
Cool.
It's going to make it interesting for commentary teams. Yes. I'll tell you that. We'll have a chat off air about that. But, yeah, look, we're honoured to be able to cover these finals for Cricket New South Wales and have them on the streams, have them on Frogbox, and the final will be on Triple H 100.1 FM Live as well. I said it's always a good final series here in the Women's Kingsgrove Sports Centre T20 Cup. Before we go, we will take you over to the WBBL that the Melbourne Derby has finished, and it's the Renegades getting the job done. They chased down that Melbourne Stars total, 141, 6 for 145 they finished. They've won with 7 balls to spare, 4 wickets in hand. So Melbourne is red currently, JP, in WBBL territory.
That is incredible, and geez, what a beautiful day here at North. At end of the cracking game here between Sydney Uni and Warringah. Not a cloud in the sky.
We've got a nice little shady spot here in the grandstand. No, we do thank Sydney University for their hospitality. Ooh. Tuck trucks coming here too. Wow.
Oh boy.
But no, we do thank Sydney University for their hospitality. Always a great pleasure to be here at the top of the grandstand. What a place it is to commentary, right next to the Frog Box here. But yeah, I think we now should say our farewells. It's going to be tough to pick for player of the match though between Frankie Nicklin and Demna Carr. Maybe we'll just give it to both of them.
Yeah, they deserved it. Nicklin with the 74, Kerr with the 60, just played outstandingly for their respective sides. And gee whiz, you can't fault the Uni side. They just wanted it more here this afternoon.
They did, and yeah, thank you for listening to our Triple H Sport Sydney Sports Radio coverage here of the Kingsgrove Sports Centre T20 Cup. Sydney University getting the job done by 2 runs here at Sydney University Oval. Make sure you tune into our coverage of Finals Day next week. Check our social media for where you can tune into those. For JP, I'm Matt Mears. Thank you very much for listening to your coverage. We'll catch you next Sunday. Bye for now.